Boom. Alrighty, well, welcome to the first game of the last set of the day, actually. In the blue, we have Hera playing as the Khmer, interesting. And in the red, we have Mongols versus Sitaux, player from France. Alright, perfect stuff. Now let's get started between these two players. Well, I mean, the favorite here is Hera. I think that's safe to say. I mean, he's like one of the best players in the world. Sitaux is, breaking into the top 16, but would definitely not say he's on the same level as Hera just yet. That might always change in the future, of course. But Sitaux is a very aggressive player, a very fast player as well. Might match the speed of Hera in that regard. So let's see what Sitaux can do if he can make it difficult for Hera as a player. That's what we're here for the potential of an upset, of course. So I have to switch windows a little bit. Right, let's get started talking about the map, shall we? So, in the front of Hera's base, we've got some berries right next to a giant hill. That's going to be an annoying hill to fight around, as you can see. Right on the front, there's some gold on the other side. There's another secondary gold on the front as well, which means that this back gold is the only back gold that Hera has. His wood line's also almost all to the back, although this one qualifies as a forward wood line as well, but it's very open over here, so yeah. In any case, for Sitaux, he has not decided to go for laming. So instead of going forward immediately with Mongols to try to get a lame in, he has just decided not to try that. It is very risky, of course. It's sometimes better to keep your scout alive. As the Mongol player is bringing in some hunt. Although Hera brought in his rhino as fast as he possibly could. Even before there was enough villagers on the lumber camp here. Although with Khmer, you don't need that many villas on wood. Remember, you don't need to build a barracks, which is a bonus. It's also a nerf. Right? Because if you don't build a barracks, you can't make spearmen, and if your opponent is going to go for scouts as well, and spearmen, you're kind of screwed, because it's your scouts versus spearmen and scouts. So, As for Sitau's base, got a forward gold. There is some awkward hills around, but most of these are covered by wood, which is kind of nice. As Hera finds some goats and is going to steal those, because why not? Laming is allowed. Some more goats he could potentially find. Got some stone on the left side here for Sitaux, which is important, because if he does want Mangidai, he needs to have stone available to him. As, Hera running into the wasteland is taking a bunch of damage on his scout. Ooh, this is good for Sitaux. That might give him an edge in the early scout wars, and Hera will have to run away, and Sitaux just has to follow Hera now to his base, because even if Hera turns around and fights on a hill, he'd still lose this. Of course he can, but I guess Sitaux wants to scout his own base a little bit more. Has the forward gold as well. His berries are to the back, and then where's the other gold? That's extra gold. That means nice. So it has a back gold here as well. So not all his gold is forward, like it was for the Viper those games. As we have a pause. Let me tap into the real game. Let's see what this said. Sitaux pausing says sec. Okay. Okay, there they're gonna go. It was a short pause, just a small thing. Might just be a hotkey issue, maybe. Whatever it was. Anyways, there we go. Not to worry, huh? We have a barracks coming up for Sitaux. Is that gonna be for... that's an early barracks, right? That's an early barracks. Unless he's gonna go up already. I mean, with Mongols, you can get away with that because of the faster hunt. So it might just be a 19 pop scout rush here, although the barracks going up already is, normally you build the barracks while you click up. So, we'll see. Okay, what is Hera gonna do? Wow, okay, look at that. 18 pop scouts. I mean, this is a special build order that I've seen Hera do with Khmer as well. It definitely gives you a very big head start, right, against the Mongol scouts. It's even faster than Mongol scouts, although, I mean, this is not the fastest scout rush that Mongols can do. They can do 17 pop as well, which is even lower than Khmer, But that's not what Sitaux is going to do, and that's why I was kind of suspicious of that barracks going up so early. Because if it goes up that early, right, that usually means you want it up by the time you go up the feudal age. That means you want to have some time before. And that time is best used, of course, going for some militia. And it's gonna be men-at-arms for Sitaux. But of course, Hera, who scouts the front of his opponent's base like it's his religion, is gonna see that barracks now. And, Oh, if Sitaux, if only he had ejected his militia to the back and went outside of the back way, Hera would not have expected that. He wouldn't have expected that. He wouldn't have seen a flag. He wouldn't have seen a militia. Would never have seen this coming. And now Hera, he knows all about this. He's gonna keep tracking this now. While it makes its way to his base, you will be able to get walls up on his berries as well. Houses around his resources. You know, you can hide your villagers in there. Very nice. And those men at arms, because they are going to be men at arms. Yeah, just not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage here. Especially because the early economy for scouts, it's going to be berries, it's going to be wood, and it's going to be farms, not gold. So there's nothing to raid there. So really the berries are the only place for these men-at-arms to go now. Now, spearmen are coming out already for Sitaux. And again, scout rush, the scout player here is going to have trouble with all those spearmen. Sitaux probably might, wall a little bit as well. Even if you finish the wall here, that's nice. Finish the wall there. Right side of his base is completely walled. Good stuff. Hera has another wood line, but again, houses everywhere. So even if the men-at-arms break through, they could easily jump into houses. So like I said, Barry's really the only target here. As Hera, he knows that as well. He knows he is so well protected. He doesn't have to worry about the men-at-arms at all. So instead, he is sending his scouts forward to try to go for some kills himself. Sitaux is not walled a lot, and he's also bringing his spearmen forward. That first spearman that was created goes forward. That is smart. It will keep your men-at-armors alive a little bit longer, but now there's nothing at home. So it all has a trade-off. Brick walls on the gold, that's pretty smart as well. Archers, though. Archers coming out from the archer range, so it's going to be an archer follow-up for the Mongol player. But Khmer, of course, they're going to be spamming scouts and maybe even continue with the knight spam in the next stage. As now, Sitaux, he's bringing his men-at-arms back. Oh, you never want to see that. You never want to see that. Look at that. They don't even want to go home. Do you see them stutter? It's like, no, don't bring us home. We were made to die in the enemy lands. Now we will not get glory. Okay, there you go. Convince Sitaux. Sitaux is like, okay, fine. You can die for my sins. Go ahead. As he's also bringing forward some archers and a spearman. Again, not something that Hera can really fight with these scouts, but the scout numbers are gradually increasing as Hera's also getting skirmishers out of his own. Dropping a blacksmith, dropping a house on his berries. Very nice. But Mom, I don't want to go home. Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. I mean, they should be here, honestly. Like, you shouldn't bring your men-at-arms home under any circumstance, really. Like, it's a really bad sign if you have to bring your men-at-arms home to fight battles at your home base. As, yeah, that's a lot of scouts. Some of them are weak, but still, 5 scouts is still dangerous to villagers. As Hera has... Both players have lost a villager by now. I think Hera lost one over here. Yeah, in any case. Hera's still running around with scouts, but not a whole lot of damage he can do either, Sitaux has walled in his wood line for now. It's good. It's good. His berries are protected by the odd spearman here and there. It's really Sitaux with the most pressure on Hera right now, but it's also going to be on who wants to click up the castle slates first here. Like, Hera's economy is going to be solid because he's going for a lot of farms. This makes sense. You're going to go for scouts, and he's continuous. You're still making scouts until recently. Your farming economy is going to be way better than your opponents. Although in this case, that's 8 farms. Yeah, it's better than the Khmer economy. Very good. Not all of the farms are working though. Oh no, he's not on berries. That's the difference. Sitaux still prowling around, looking for a way to get a kill here. His starting scout harassing villagers on the farms, but he can't kill that because of the fact he has almost lost half his HP. Hera bringing his scouts back. Now, bringing your scouts back home is a different issue altogether, because scouts can actually, be brought back and forth quite easily. But infantry, I mean, for one, imagine how tiring that must be to drag that armor. And that armor is heavy, all across a sandy desert to defend your home. And then, once that doesn't work, you send them right back to the front again. And they have to work all the way to the other side again. It's, yeah. That's not even historically a sound strategy, trust me. Romans know all about that when they found themselves fighting in the desert against the Parthians. Especially Crassus. Battle of Carrhae. what was it, 53 BC? That was a big defeat for the Romans, man, and it was basically this. You know, you were in the desert, and your heavily armored infantry couldn't catch up to the enemy archers, although it was cavalry archers, obviously. That's where Parthian tactics comes from, by the way. That's a reference to the Parthian Empire, obviously. And their cavalry archers were dangerous. And they had learned to shoot around them. As, well, I mean, the men-at-arms get some value, right? They kill the scouts, so that's more value than I thought they would get, but still, I mean, men-at-arms has not really done that much for Sitaux. Hera, yeah, he's getting his food number up, and look at Sitaux's food number, ay. He's making some scouts of his own, he's got upgrades as well in units, here and there. It doesn't have horse collar because he went men-at-arms, of course, so these are Dark Age farms that will run out anytime now. Yeah, and then you're still at 87 food. Has a good number of farms, so it shouldn't take too long to get the food required to go to the next age, but Hera clicks up now. Clicks up now, and it's going to be knights in a second. Yep, there's the second stable. There's no surprise there. And it's just the power of making one range to counter what your opponent is doing archer-wise. Like, it's just Hera not taking a lot of damage here. As in one villager kill. And I don't even know when that was. I think it was on the berries, but I didn't see it. Yeah, Sitaux is sending his archers forward, his scouts forward as well. He has to do some damage now because Hera is up and he will be, you know, spamming knights in 2 minutes here. Knights that will absolutely wreck your economy if you don't have your walls up, which Sitaux does not, and if you don't have Castle Age army yourself. As Hera is fighting with villagers, that might be a kill there for Sitaux. Yeah, that villager is a goner. That village goes down. But now Hera bringing back his own scouts to take an engagement here. But Sitaux has more scouts. Same upgrades though as Hera. Like it's very similar. Although Hera is getting upgrades as we speak. It's just a second too late to save these scouts. Now the archers are here as well. And that's a problem for the woodline because, well, those villagers cannot hide behind walls. But they can hide in houses. For some reason, that is totally fine. And yeah, look at this. This is how you use Khmer. Your enemy comes with a giant army, a way bigger army than yours, and you just hide in houses. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have to kill those houses, which is already difficult enough in Feudal Age. Because you don't have military that has that power to do so. Despite this house having only -1, having -1 melee armor. Yeah, and now it's Castle Age, and oh boy, Sitaux is it's not close yet to clicking up. I mean, he's 300 foot away. It's going to take at least maybe at least like half a minute there. And then you still have to click up, and then you still have to go to the next stage. And it's going to be a really long time. Now, this is a lot of idle time for Hera, so it's like most of his economy is getting idle right now. But he's about to get some knights out, and knights will absolutely wreck everything here. Especially if you get some upgrades. Yep, +1 on those knights. Not making that mistake that you know, that some other players have made in this tournament. Actually, multiple times I've seen that knights out without that armor. Big no. Yes, I mean it feels nice to save 150 food, but trust me, big no. You don't want to let these archers do a lot of damage to you. Now they only do 2 damage. This knight can kill all of this. Well, maybe not all of this, depending on your micro there. And Sitaux's micro is good. Clicks up, like I said, 30 seconds later. Now the skirmishers have this group. Oh, it's trapped. It's a trap. There's no way to hide. No, it's a trap. Oh, the perfect trap. And Sitaux's like, oh, shoot. Yeah. Nope, that's not going to work. That's a trap. GG to the archers. And there they go. Very nice. Anyways. Yeah, and now suddenly, where's your army gone? And I can tell you what's coming your way. The knights are coming your way. Oh boy, yeah. F for the archers, that's for sure. It's, I mean, what are the odds, right, that the woodline does actually extend to the edge of the map, right? That never, like, usually in those situations, that never ever happens. But actually on this map, most woodlines around the edges extend to the map. Look at that. Lots of different places to trap your opponents, honestly. As we have archers trying to run away from... Wow, look at that. Hera's not even going to bother sending most of his knights. I mean, why would he? This scout can kill these archers with the upgrades that it has. Bloodlines, armor, it's totally fine. And the first knights, therefore, can go forward and start harassing Sitaux. Well, Sitaux is fully walled now. At least he committed to that. Because when you're behind the castle age, you know that's gonna happen. Knights are coming your way. You need to buy yourself some time, so that's good from him. And ooh, cavalry archers from Sitaux. What do we think about that one? Because I mean, let's look at the facts. He is behind the castle age. That's a problem if you go cavalry archers, right? But cavalry archers are better against knights than crossbows are. Because they have higher attack, that's why. So they kill knights faster than crossbows would, but they're more expensive. So there's that. They're faster. You can raid easier with them. You can keep up with knights, but they still die to skirmishers just like normal archers would as well. So Well, I mean, Hera just trying. He's not really putting that much pressure on Sitaux right now. He's got some armies spread out here and there to break through. But again, look at that. It's like. It's not a whole lot of knights right here, a few skirmishers here and there, just to make Sitaux drop a tower, for example, on his goal. Very nice. Now you can't boom, or just go for quick walls, idle time, all that sort of stuff. I mean, look at the idle, look at the worker efficiency, much lower for Sitaux, and they both have wheelbarrows, so that can't be the reason. Hera also dropping a town center on the left here on a wood line there. Slightly shields this wood line maybe, but primarily this one. Although this gold is still exposed though. The other town centers. Knowing Hera, he's gonna try to get that up on a gold. That's probably gonna go up on this gold actually. That would be my assumption. It's Sitaux tried to quick wall in, tried to quick wall out. I mean the knights, but yeah, the knights get their snipes, but now they see a whole bunch of fast-firing Mongol cavalry archers. Like, that's why Mongol cavalry archers are dangerous. They fire faster, like Ethiopians for cavalry archers. So, that's why cavalry archers with Mongols aren't the worst thing either. They're not that bad. The problem is still, it's always getting to a mass, and it's also the fact that it's so expensive. You're not Huns. You can't just go for cheap cavalry archers. There must be a hole there, right? Pretty sure there's a hole there. We'll see. We'll see later. And did I not tell it? Did I not call it? I totally call it. I told you that was where the DC is gonna go. I'm not saying that's the best DC spot in the world, but I do know Hera's philosophy: one on wood, one on gold. He always does it, or at least mostly always does it. And it makes a lot of sense to me. As cavalry archers showing up at a town center to raid, Hera immediately reacting to that though. Ooh, but there's another DC here, but the skirmishers are here to push this away. Oh, but no armor upgrade on these. Oh. If there's no armor on the skirmishers, they will die to this. Like, that's 8 attack. That's 4 pierce. What is that? 4 pierce armor. Yeah, that's it. They take 4 damage from this. They can. I mean, the fact that Sitaux is running away from this is. I mean, it makes sense. You don't want to lose your numbers, but still, that's not a scary skirmisher army. It is when it gets armor upgrades. That's when it gets scary. Yeah, DC for Hera does go up. It's not a doubt DC for sure. So there we go. Got one knight from Sitaux. Kind of posted out here. Probably looking to see is Hera going to go to the stone. But honestly, Hera has stone right there, which is way safer. So I don't think I would see him go there. One knight kind of running around in Sitau's base, looking for some damage. Yeah, and I mean, Sitaux, it's still even-ish, right? Like, it's 61 villages to 53. That's not the biggest difference in the mid-game, although it's pretty significant nevertheless. Army count is similar as well, though. That's the problem for Sitaux, as he's making some knights as well to deal with the skirmishers, which is a problem. As Hera gets the conversion, he gets the conversion. Very nice. That priest was out to get a relic as well. So yeah, he's going to bring that in now. Cavalry archers coming forward to the front. There's already 22 of them. If you get 30 cavalry archers, you can kill a knight in one shot. Missing ballistics though. Pretty important upgrade if you're going to be fighting against knights. Because you need to be able to hit fast moving targets. Especially now that ballistics has been buffed in that regard since the last update. Which I never really talked about, did I? I don't think I did. Huh. Oh well, I'm sure other channels have already talked to death about that one. And you can read the patch notes, of course. There's been some interesting stuff that happened, so... In any case, cavalry archers. Now, the thing is, remember that first game, first set, I mean, between, oh boy. Oh god. No, it's Jordan and ACCM. See, I knew this. Come on. You know, when Jordan overwhelmed ACCM with cavalry archers, I won't say which game it is. I don't want to spoil that. But let's just say he did that at one point. That's early castle age. That moment has kind of passed already. And the fact that Sitaux was behind, right, makes this a lot more difficult. Because look how many knights Hera has out. Enough knights to defend yourself here. Some monks to get conversions as well. Sitaux will be spending his time microing this. He can't use his knights against these skirmishers because, well, there's too many knights around. And yeah, Hera's economy, 81 villages already, 60 for Sitaux only. Gets the second armor upgrade on his skirmishers, and Sitaux says, "GG, well played. I am not going to be able to go all in cavalry archery." And that was kind of what I was trying to say. Like, if you go all in CA, like, the point is to stop your opponent from booming and stop them from getting that army out, right? But because Sitaux was later to castle age than Hera, there was nothing stopping Hera from doing this. Absolutely nothing. And then once you get your ball up, then you're still fighting an army of similar size because it takes a while to get your numbers up. But you won't have the same eco, right? Like, even if Sitaux has a similar army count, and he didn't at the end, you still wouldn't have the same eco. You'd still be behind in that regard. Like, if you're going to go all in cavalry archers, you cannot fall behind like that in eco that far, because you're going to fall behind anyways. But if your military count isn't ahead of your opponent, you cannot push their economy. You cannot punish their economy. You can't punish the greed. You can't snipe vills. You can't even it out. You can't cause idle time. That's all what I'm saying. Which is why what Sitaux is doing, yes, that is similar to what Jordan did, but Jordan's time window was way different than Sitaux's. And in this case, the best, you know, if you are equal with military count, you kind of have to have your own economy behind this. But Sitaux, I mean, he went all in. He went all in this. He already put a tower up, so adding another town center was kind of out of the question. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he played this bad. We have a T-shaped stone. Ooh, my stone. See, that's a T. T for Tim. Yep, that's mine. Rock on, huh? But yeah, well played. Nice. Of course, also well played by Hera. You know, he played it very well defensively. Never allowed Sitaux to get back into this game after that first advantage for the Canadian player here. So, G. Have a look at the statistics. Really quickly, because they're probably going to move on very quickly with this set as well. Let's see, we got, yeah, much better KD for Hera. I mean, that's what Knights do. Knights are dangerous much faster earlier in castle age than Cavalry Archers. Like, Cavalry Archers would get dangerous there. Knights are dangerous here. Yeah, that's the difference between Knights and the Cavalry Archers. Few Knights can wreck your economy. A few Cavalry Archers can't do that. Unless you're really stupid and not paying attention, like me that one time. That's too painful to talk about. I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's just, you know, I was looking at the front, right? And then there was like 3 cavalry archers in my base, and they killed like 10 villagers. It's all on me. I need to pay attention to my base, obviously, right? But I'm just saying, like that's the odds of that happening are low, especially on this level. You know, because people will be more attentive to their bases. Anyways, let's look. Let's see. Game 2. Yep, Game 2 is live, so let's get into that as well. Not to worry. Shouldn't take too long here. Now, let's see what Sitaux can do on his home map. Although it's also Hera's home map. Funny enough. Can I find it this time around? I had a hard time finding it last time. Oh, I was on the wrong browser. Okay, let's try this again. Still not seeing it. Guess we'll have to try the link again. We'll do that. Not to worry. Yep, there we go. And let me get into capture rate. Perfect stuff. And boom. Alrighty. Welcome to the second game between Hera and Sitaux. Sitaux here has gone for Huns, and oh god, no, Hera's gone for Berbers. Oh, poor Sitaux. Oh no. Okay, you might think I'm overreacting here, but I'm telling you, Berbers are an absolute nightmare to play against for Huns. Think about it. What can Huns do well? They do cavalry well, but do Berbers do well? Oh yeah, cavalry and camels. So that's off the table. What do Huns do well as well? Oh yeah, cheap cavalry archers. But then Berbers have camel archers. Well, I don't know if Hera, guessed that correctly. That's as though it's gonna go for Huns, but picking Berbers here, mwah, beautiful drafting. Great guess, or just pick, whatever it was. I mean, he might have known, but yeah, Sitaux, he's gonna have to do something special here to beat the Berber player. I'm not saying it's impossible, right? It's not impossible for the Berber player to lose to Huns. Obviously not. But this player here, Hera, one of the best defensive players in the world. It's very difficult to do critical damage to Hera before Castle Age. He's not gonna let you kill him in Feudal Age. Like, that happens so few. Like, I rarely see that happen. That's because his defensive play is really good. And that's the problem. In this case, you kind of want to kill him in Feudal Age. You want to kill him as fast as you can. You do not want to let him get up to Castle Age and go for a spam of camels and knights and camel archers, It's going to be rough for Huns, especially because for Huns, Castle Age is also their time to shine. It's just that their way of shining... yeah, the Berbers are like a cloud that is gonna block that light from coming through. Yeah. I mean, Sitaux already dead. Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to give pro players the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, if anyone can make it work, it would be pro players, but it's gonna be difficult. That's all I'm saying. And I think we can all be in agreement on that. The only thing that Berbers really suffer from, like the biggest weakness that they have, is, well, their monks aren't very good. That's one. It's infantry siege pushes. That's something they struggle with. And I know, yes, camel archers counter pikemen to a degree, but if you have 100 halberdier running at you as the camel archer player, you can fire whatever you want. You're not going to kill all of them. And once the pikeman gets close to your camel archers, it's going to be dead camels for you. Yeah. So, I'm just saying, infantry siege pushers do quite well against Berbers, like, in general. If you protect your siege with a lot of halberdiers so they can't spam cavalry at you. Now, guess what Huns are very bad at? Yes, you guessed it, infantry siege pushers. Because guess what? Huns that get quite bad infantry, on long swords after all, this is me. They also get bad siege. Like, it's not... They get siege ram, they get trebuchets, and those trebuchets fire more accurately. This is true, but no onager, no heavy scorpion. Big problem. And here's another thing, by the way. So what you say? Okay, so the Berber player is gonna go for a mass of camel archers. Why don't you just make some skirmishers? And then I will say, look at that. See that? That is a missing final armor upgrade. You're not gonna be able to kill those camel archers. They have higher base attack than most units already, and then still, you lack that final armor upgrade. I'm saying, it's a big deal. That's Hera clicking up a villager before Sitaux, so 20 pop scouts probably for him. Yeah, I mean, not on gold, so that's definitely scouts for Sitaux. Probably going to be scouts this time as well, because he is Huns. But I'm just saying, it's gotta be difficult for Sitaux, man. Jeez. I mean, I've been in this very matchup. I like picking Huns, so you encounter Berbers here and there, and I'm telling you, it's hell. It's absolute hell. Like, making your own pikemen really is the only option to go knights, really. You need to make pikemen so that you can push with pikemen and knights together against the Berber camel spam. That seems to be one of the more plausible ways to win. And then maybe, I guess, if you can get some if you can get some pikemen now, then maybe some siege ram, I don't know, but like, that's the thing, Huns aren't good at that, and like you said, Berbers counter everything Huns are good at. Exactly, that's why I'm saying it's one of the most lopsided matchups in the game. It's primarily because Berbers have camel archers, right? They counter cavalry civs to a certain degree, but they counter Huns more than ever because Huns, the other thing they do is cavalry archers. It's just not something that they do well at. Like, Mongols kind of have the same problem, right? Kind of the same problem. Although Mangudai will do better against camel archers, but still, only by a slim margin there. I don't know. We'll see how this is gonna go. as Hera finds Sitaux. Sitaux going for a fancy quick gate there to try to to make Hera's scout go into the TC, but Hera spot that in time, so that didn't happen. Hera also sees the stable going up. That is not a surprise to him. He is wait a minute. Hang on a second. Just seconds ago when I looked here, it looked like a scout bull. But no, Hera instead going for archers. Ooh. Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming, that's for sure. It's going to be scouts for Sitaux. Did Sitaux see this coming? Oh god. No, he's going back home. You got to scout. You got to scout. You need to know if he's going to go for scouts. Straight archers for Hera, very greedy and risky. But if Sitaux doesn't punish it with early scouts, then, well, and not to mention Hera was actually up first, so you know that kind of lessens the lessens the problem you have with going archers because you need time to mass. As this wall, why do we do this? Why not just one wall here? Sitaux. Oh no. I mean, you guys know like walling like this is my pet peeve. Like, I mean, yes, he can't see the edge of the map. I know. Yes, he doesn't know that there's a wood line there. I know. But still, you know that the edge of the map is somewhere over here. Look, you can see it on the mini map. You know it should be somewhere there, right? As actually, he can see that. Can he? No, he can't. Okay, right? So honestly, he just got a wall like this, right? Because now Hera can get into the back of this base. You know, the stone is not safe, woodline is not safe, and this woodline can now be ranged. Which is a problem, because Hera is going for archers. Something Sitaux now finds out about. Now he sees that, and he's like, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't the plan. What are we doing here? As, Hera is playing defensively. And it is exactly what he needs to do here. Hera knows this as well. He doesn't have to be aggressive and feudalate. He really doesn't. All he has to do is get up to Castellate. That's it. All he has to do. Just get to Castellate without taking damage, and he has such a great shot at winning the game. Again, I refuse to say he is definitely going to win the game based on what we have seen so far. Because that's just not what Age of Empires is like. Like, you know, the balancing has actually been done really well. There's not a single Civ that is a clear Civ win over the other. Although Berber's Huns gets close, right? Just like Mongols Teutons. Not very good for Teutons either. But every civilization can potentially beat the any other Civ. Although the chances get very low in these kinds of matchups. A lot of scouts coming out from Sitaux. He's definitely making scouts. He probably recognizes the threat as well. That going up to Castellate here is not going to save him. It's not going to help him. The only problem is that Hera knows this as well. And that's why he's keeping himself safe. Look at this. You just can't punish it. You just can't freaking punish it. It's just so smart and so safely played. I know this is, you know, this for everyone that loves aggression. You know, they probably go like, Waller boy. But this is exactly what Hera needs to do. Like, you cannot get angry. Like, that's one thing, right? Getting angry at people for walling all the time is one thing, but you could never get angry at your opponent for picking the best strategy to beat you. That's kind of what their job is. You know, that's like an army commander in a medieval battle. You know, like suddenly his army gets attacked in the flank by heavy cavalry from the opponent. They're like, oh, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to use a strategy that can kill me. Oh, lame, so uncool. No, he's trying to beat you. He's trying to go for a strategy that definitely maximizes his chances of winning. And for the Berber player, going up to Castellate is well, that's what that is. So Sitaux right now, he's not going up to Castellate. He probably knows as well, like, Castellate's not going to save me here. Not against Hera, you know, who's a great player. Like, what am I going to do there? Instead, he's trying to go all in feudal, which is why he's adding some skirmishers, trying to add. Well, I'm not saying all in feudal just yet. We don't know yet. We'll see. But he's making a whole lot of units right now. He's getting upgrades on those units as well. A few skirmishers with upgrades could help you against these archers. But yeah, Hera's just happily microing around, fighting outside of his base. He's not going to commit to attacking Sitaux. He knows that's not necessary. You know, the fact that Sitaux is spamming so many units forward tells him as well that Sitaux knows that he is kind of in a pickle. And Hera knows this as well. He is selling a stone. Ooh, okay, so selling a stone means that we're not going to see camo archers this game, but I don't think we're going to have to need that anyways, because... Well, we won't need to see camo archers here, because I don't think we're ever going to get the cavalry archers. That didn't work last time against Hera, so Sitaux is not going to do that this time. But yeah, upgrades on your scouts. Scouts that cannot get into your opponent's base whatsoever. Hera will just keep himself safe. There comes a barracks, a stable, I mean. It's deceptively easy. Now, this is Sitaux' one shot. He has to get in. He has to do damage. This is important. If you can get Hera off a gold forever, that's nice. If you can kill this archer army, that's nice. Because it's gonna be knights, or at least camels, I think, in a second here. It's the archers snipe a few more units there. Snipe a scout. Hera still repairing a little bit. Skirmishers, unfortunately, only 3 attacks, so they do 1 damage versus villagers. As Sitaux then doesn't want to go all in castle, so he just decided then to sell a stone, buy food, sell some wood as well. He's trying to get up, but that's going to take a while as well. And Hera is 40 seconds away, getting his upgrades. Again, this is fine. This is what he lives for. It's just simple defense behind walls. It's so difficult to punish this as well. A player that just walls up smart here, defends with archers behind walls. It's frustrating because you kind of want him to come out here and make a mistake so you can have a chance in this game, but he's not gonna. He's probably gonna get the crossbow upgrade as well. I mean, I would get the crossbow upgrade here if I had that many archers. He's gonna get those upgrades. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. I would get those upgrades too. As now Sitaux has clicked up. Okay, I was worried about that. I looked at the food counts like, wait, did he click up or not? So he has clicked up. So Sitaux is gonna try. He's walling his base right now. You know, tries to keep him safe. Please tell me you're gonna wall that. I mean, look at how awkward this wall is. Hey, that's the second time that someone walled like this. We saw that in some other game as well. That was ACCM against Jordan, except Jordan walled like super straight, like square almost, but nice rounded edges, corners. I mean, I don't know. It was a really pretty looking base. It was really symmetrical too. And ACCM's base kind of looked like a ET go home face. Well. Anyways, there comes Hera's Gaslight's army, and Sitaux is still a minute and a half away. His gold safe-ish behind these walls. He's going to tower it as well because he recognizes the threat of crossbows getting in here. Although knights are way more scary in that regard. Okay, well, Hera assumes that Sitaux is fully walled, which is true. Sitaux might have even committed with stone walls here, honestly. Honestly, like, if you're going to commit to a defense like that, maybe stone walls would do the trick. Just to keep yourself a little bit safe. Because, again, the build count is still even. The problem is that the longer the castle age goes, the better it gets for Berbers. You know, Hera is not even making camels right now. The reason why he's not making camels is because knights are much better at this, right? They're much better at this. So we have another tower now going up for Sitaux. He wants to keep his gold safe. He needs to keep his gold safe. He needs to have the opportunity to keep spamming knights here. His tower would at least protect him on the left side as well. Castle age, the crossbows are here. Sitaux jumps into the tower. The scouts, well, will die to knights. Obviously, Hera losing a bunch of crossbows to the tower. So they will have to run away now. So Sitaux investing a whole lot of this in there, in this defense. And definitely a lot of gold as well. Won't be able to spam a whole lot of units. He's actually going to go for cavalry archers. Ooh. Remember that Hera sold a stone, not something that Sitaux might know it or not. Depends on whether he looked at the market price and went like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not getting as much gold as I'm supposed to get for this. I'm pretty sure someone else sneakily sold some gold here. Some stone here, I mean. You can sell gold. And it's a doubt skill body armor upgrade. Yep, that's not going to go up. That blacksmith is going to go down before that upgrade comes in. Boo. That sucks. So if you wanted to go for knights now, good luck with that. At least he got the upgrades on his cavalry archers, so at least there's that. But he only has one on the field right now. Sitaux. You know, he's kind of trying a bit of everything now. You know, a bit of all-in feudal, but then not really, you know, not committing to it at least. And that's what Hera always says as well. Like, pick a strategy, commit to it. Ooh, but the wood line open. Scout's getting some value. This is good. This is good for Sitaux. This is good. Hera was not paying attention to this. You know, all the eyes were on the front, and Hera has to run away with the speedy villagers now. Sitaux might get one kill, get a second kill, maybe. No. No second kill. Oh, maybe a second kill over here. Yep, that's another villager down. Another villager down. Boop. There you go. Very nice. And Hera a little bit on the defensive here. A little bit. I mean, not really on the defensive. I mean, you still have this. But, I mean, this is the kind of stuff you need to do to get back here. Hera's actually 2 villagers behind now. So, you know. All the small bits help. As we have janitors. Because why would you need camel archers if you can just make janitors with Berbers to counter what your opponent is doing? And I've casted a few games where players actually went for janitors, and it's just so frustrating because you cannot beat it as hunts. You just can't. You just can't. What are you gonna do? It's literally a mounted skirmisher. It's a trash unit that can follow you. As Hera's just taking out more ranges, you know, Sitaux will have to rebuild those. You know, his wood economy is already strained to produce cavalry archers, you know, and he now has to rebuild those archery ranges. Not making any villagers, can't afford it. He's trying to get some upgrades on his knights as well, to make his knights do some stuff, but it's so expensive to afford all of this. It's just... Even if he beats off this attack, then still, right, all that Hera has to do now is just to get some stone out, boom behind it if he wants to. That's a toe. He's thinking about, what do I do here? Do I go forward? Do I try to get into Hera's base? Do I let him kill my entire economy? Because remember, these knights with +2, they can kill these towers. Yeah, these towers are not going to stop knights at this point. There's too many knights now. Hera, if he wants to, he can commit to this. If he doesn't see Sitau's army, which he doesn't, he could commit to that gold. Yep. Yeah, why not? Why not? It's just knights. As Sitaux realizes it now, he's trying to wall in these towers. He's going to wall in at least one tower. As now Sitaux is just getting massacred over here by the knights. There's no army to protect yourself. Sitaux, yeah, he has sent his army forward to maybe go for some counter damage. He was going to find some villagers, but yeah, if Hera doesn't see your army, it's like, okay, if you're not going to defend your town, I am going to level it. And yeah, a win for Hera, an expected win. Berbers Huns is an awful matchup for Huns. It really is. It really is. It's so bad. It's so freaking bad. And I mean, I must either be genius from Hera to figure out that Sitaux is going to go for Huns, or just plain luck. And good luck for him, honestly. Like, this is what are the odds, man? Out of 5 civs that were left, Sitaux picks Huns and Hera picks Berbers. Odds are small. Odds are very small. Tell you that. Yeah, GG. I mean, again, Sitaux tried. You know, you saw he wanted to go for more feudal aggression. He recognized the threat of Hera getting to castles, but Hera's like, I'm not going to let you do damage to me. I have decided that you don't get to do damage to me. And unfortunately, when Hera said that, it was true. So I didn't really have anything to say about it. It's just impossible to stop, really. Now, oh, nice, 69 pop. Yeah, nice. Anyways, well, now there is still one chance here for Sitaux to maybe make something happen. You know, I don't think that he, you know, I think at this point he probably realizes as well that Hera is too strong of a player. Probably not going to win this set. But, can we take a game of a Hera? And I would say, you know, I think Sitaux could do it. But he's gonna have to play like a beast. He's gonna have to play his freaking mind out. That's how strong Hera is as a player. KD, much better for Hera. Yeah, and having knights there is definitely not gonna be bad for you. Higher army high as well. Going all in knights was the right call here for Hera. And this fast. Don't let Huns boom into anything significant. Just kill him. Just kill him. What are Huns gonna do? Nothing. More resources collected for Berbers, but not significantly so. The economy was very similar, right? Both players were all in 1 TC. The thing is, what you can do with an all-in for Berbers, much more than what you can do with an all-in for Huns here, as you can see. As Hera, who also the faster player there. Like, Jesus Christ. Are we just doing an APM Olympics right here, trying to get the fastest APM in the game? My God. In any case, let me quickly update the scoreboard. Have to make that a 2. There we go. And let's see, is the next game here No, just yet, not yet. Sitaux might just take a you know a small pause there, just like think about it maybe for a second. But I don't think they're gonna take too long. Oh, exactly, there it is. First game here, let's go. Last game of the day, if Sitaux doesn't win this one, that is. But we are gonna keep our fingers crossed because we want to go to another game, at the least. So go Sitaux, you can do this. You can do it. We have faith. We have faith. That's what we do here. And I actually found a game this time. Yay. As we have 120 seconds of spec delay. You guys. Anyways, here's the draft. You get to look at it now. We have some time. 2 minutes, in fact. Let's see. Win for Hera and a win for Hera. Nope for Sitaux. Nope for Sitaux. Well, that has been cavalry archers in both instances. So I think, is Sitaux gonna go for some... Is he gonna go for Celts? I wonder. Like, is he gonna think, am I gonna be able to pull this off with a Wong rush? Like, am I gonna get the better of Hera? Because Hera has... You know, he can defend against a Wong rush, obviously, but he has lost against that more than one time or another. I mean, Wong has definitely gotten the better of Hera with his Wong rushes. I've even seen Wong get the better with Hera when Hera Wong rushed Wong and Wong went archers. I was really confused who was who there. Would have known Wong can play meta too. Well, I knew that, but... Stretch my neck a little bit. Oh, God. Muscle on the back of my neck that kind of hurts. It has been 7.5 hours already. It doesn't feel like that for some reason, but that's because we started so early. Like, it's only 4:20. So, yeah. Anyways. So, I mean, Celts is a risky pick. More meta pick would be like Britons, right? Like, when you go... really strong with the archers, and Hera only has one archer civ left, but Hera with his archer micro, yeah, very strong. So I wonder if Sitaux wants to go for that. Although Sitaux, fast player as well, so we'll see. Let's check to see if the game's about to start. 4 seconds, just in time. Here we go. Almost there. If it starts, yeah, man. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, welcome to the third game in the set between Sitaux and Hera. Sitaux down by 2 games, so he has to make a magic happen here. And he has gone for Malians. Ooh, interesting. Cavalry Civ for him then, although Malians have some options beyond that. Until Imperial Age, that is. That at that point it gets a little bit less. With the fact you can't go, you don't have Bracer. That's a thing. Anyways, Hera though, going for Franks. A civ that he is very well familiar with, can play very well, has a very clear battle plan. But you're up against Malians, they have camels, and if they do make it to Imp, Malians have Farimba camels. Farimba camels are very strong. Very strong. They literally compensate for all the weaknesses of camels. Okay, not all the weaknesses for camels. Camels still weak to archer fire. You know, they don't have high pierce armor. But the problem with camels was always their base attack was so low. It's so low. Still so low. Right? Their real damage comes from bonus damage. That's why they can beat knights, but they can't beat most other units. And the problem with that is that it's very difficult to raid villagers because it takes longer to kill them. It's difficult to destroy buildings because of that. Now, Farimba gives you +7 attack on your +7? Is it +5? +5 attack on your camels and your knights and your hussars. So your hussars are insane. Your knights, the cavalry line, have very high attack as well. It's almost like they were Lithuanian, but without having to get relics. Yeah. And your camels, of course, become almost like normally upgraded cavalier, but with the bonus damage still on there. So they are still really good against cavalry, but they also are good in like it makes them more all-round. You know, they still can't run under TCs that long because of the pierce armor and the lack thereof. But hey, they can kill that TC faster now. So there's that. As Hera is pushing in an ostrich, and Sitaux is like, "That's cute, that's cute. You're not getting this ostrich." As Hera, let's see what he's gonna do. He wants to push in that ostrich. He's not gonna multitask that, is he? He is multitasking it. Oh, that's funny. He's also bringing in an elephant at the same time. Just saying. All of this going on at the same time. There goes the ostrich, there goes the elephant, and kaboom. Beautiful. Very nice. But yeah, but that's late game, right? I mean, we haven't really gotten to a late game just yet with between Sitaux and Hera, so we'll see if that happens this time around. Hera, though, doesn't want to lose a villager, doesn't have Loom just yet. No, he doesn't, so he moved that villager from one side to the other. Like, normally you always say, try to spread out your vills, but if it's 3 villagers, then there's going to be one on one side. And that villager is exposed, because the other vills can't come and help it easy. We should probably talk about their bases a little bit, because Sitau's base is very open on the back. Has the back gold, but because it's open in the back and a lot of close wood lines, most of the wood lines are very far away actually. That gold isn't very safe. It's technically safe, but in the reality, yeah, you know, it could be, depends on how you wall, how you defend it. We'll see. Berries in the back though, closer to the DC a little bit, so it's alright. Got some stone here if you want a castle, but you know, I don't think we're gonna see Gebettos in this matchup. Don't think so. A lot of champ skulls though. That'd be pretty cool. Champ skulls with the extra pierce armor that you get per age on your units for Malians. Not a joke at all. As Sitaux actually sending some a drush for it. Yep, that's a drush, because he's not up to feudal age just yet. So that's a drush for now to slow Hera down. Hera sees the barracks. He's looking for the drush. He's looking for the drush, and yeah, you can't see these zebra moves. So unfortunately, that doesn't give him any hints. It's only 2 militia now for Sitaux. He didn't go for more militia. He is on berry, so it's not a pre-mill drush, but still. And it's scouts right here. This drush, of course, is only there to delay. It's not there to kill villagers. Although if Sitaux can kill a villager, he's gonna take it. And Hera sees it, quick walls in the villagers, boom. And I mean, this is about the amount of idle time that you're gonna get out of these villagers. They don't care. And now these villagers are saving the woodlight as well. And your drush is just not gonna do a whole lot. That's the thing with a drush. The earlier, the better. Right? Not necessarily because you don't want to hurt your own economy while making the drush. But the earlier, the less likely your opponent will be ready for them. The less likely they will have the resources to build all these fortifications and things like that. And the more likely that a disruption of their economy is really gonna screw over their early game. And yeah. It's just going to be drush into archers, I presume, as we have a nice little gate there to keep Hera's scout from running into the left of Sitau's economy. He didn't get to scout that either, so he wants to scout. He wants to scout that, so that's why he's going this way. And so Hera is also in feudal age, has taken a hit on his scout, but it's a Frank scout, so it might be able to kill a villager nevertheless. He's probably going to look for one, but there's not a straggling vill here. So actually, that she was there. She was kind of alone. But yeah, for the rest, Hera's just going to scout around. Just see how Sitaux is walled and how he can best snipe Sitau's villagers and things like that. Look at that. He's looking for it. He's checking to see, is that wall vill still there? Because there's probably a walling vill. As Sitaux has 2 villagers over here, so you can snipe. You cannot snipe both villagers, although she is exposed. If Hera sees her... He sees that Sitaux is on gold in a second. Yep, there you go. Sees that. Let's see if he's going to go try to get her. Yeah, it's very risky. I don't think that's going to happen. And now, yeah, Hera's scout is trapped. Trapped in Sitau's base. Again, fancy walls, fancy gates there from Sitaux. But, I mean, that scout's still going to be here. Hera's just kind of baiting a little bit, like, come fight me. But Sitaux is not falling for that one. You know, he knows he doesn't want to fall behind too much. What happened on the front, by the way? Did we miss something? Nah, not really. I don't think so. I think Sitaux has just been walking around. I didn't see anything blink or anything. As Hera's trying to get in with scouts. Has one scout to disrupt the villagers on the other side for repairing and things like that. But the scout doesn't have a lot of HP, so it can't actually kill these villagers. Here we're now trying to break through the walls a little bit further away from these villagers. And oh, is Sitaux gonna go for it? Nah, unfortunately that doesn't work. And oh, he also lost the wood on it now. This Hera things. He checked the HP, alright. He checked the HP, he saw that it was low, and was like, I'm gonna lame your house. Lame your house. As it's 26 to 24 villagers, a bit more idle time for Hera though, so that might end up being closer in a second. Also remember that Sitaux was up later, so that's why the vill counts are evening out, but that extra idle time from Hera is costing him a villager. Very nice for Sitaux. Early vills do matter a bit more, as... Oh wow, look at that. They're not attacking the house, they're attacking the palisade wall behind it, which is going to be difficult to repair. And Sitaux has had enough of that. He's like, you are no longer welcome, and Hera sees that as well. Man, paying attention to the scout as well. Just to keep paying attention to this is really good. He's going to run around a little bit more with it while the other scout finishes the work of killing the palisade wall, which is going to be... it's going to be difficult to click. Think of that. Look at that. Look how difficult that is to click through me. I can't click it. I can't. There. Okay, there we go. We got it. We got it. Now they're attacking the house as well. Alright. Where did the scout go? Did it die? Oh no, it's up here. Still running around because that's just Hera things. He will keep running that scout around until you kill it. Until you kill it. He's not just gonna give it up, that's for sure. Sitaux is bringing back a spearman and his militia. Militia that have done barely anything. I guess they can push away the scouts now. Sitaux repair, well, strengthening his wall with a house wall. As ooh, air taking a hit. I wonder if Sitaux is gonna be persuaded into using some nice fancy gates here, like right there. Nope, not so much. That would have been a nice gate. It would have definitely stopped Hera's scout, and you would have been able to kill it. Anyway, Sitaux, yeah, they're still following this scout a little bit and sending his units forward as Hera has been adding a lot of farms. Oh my god, look how many farms he has already. 16 farms. Sitaux only on 10. And Hera is just like, yeah, you know, I mean, I can't get into your base, but I'll just go to Castle Age. And once I get to Castle Age, I'm gonna make a whole lot of knights. A whole lot of knights. It's going to take a while before Sitaux catches up with that one. He needs to get his farm count up as fast as he possibly can. He's already behind the Frank player. And remember, Franks, they get the farm upgrade for free, so that saves some wood and food. That's at least one farm you can place. And, of course, all that extra food that you get on it without having to research that freaking technology. As the scouts engage against the archers, very nice, you know, to trade your scouts here against the Feudal Age army for Sitaux. You know, you wanna thin out his archer numbers as good as you can. You don't want to let the other player get to a nice mass, even though Malians with a lot of crossbows, you know, it's not the strongest either. Now, one thing Malians have is longer lasting gold mines. So the later this game goes, the better it gets for Malians, because they will have gold and the Franks player will not. This scout is still running around. It is still freaking running around. Did you know you can actually patrol it around like that? You can set multiple patrol points with Shift Q. You just put the scout on no attack stance, and you don't actually have to look at it. As yeah, Hera is just going up the Castle Age, and Sitaux. Again, the third game in a row where he's later up the Castle Age than Hera. I mean, Hera, that's really where his strength lies as the scout finally goes down. Really where his strength lies, his macro play is just immaculate. It's so strong, it's so clean. You know, it frustrates me. Like, I try to go for some build orders like this too, and I can never get really solid castle times quite often. Sometimes it goes way later with me. But then again, if your Feudal Age is extended, that also means you go later up the Castle Age. So that's not uncommon. But it doesn't get much cleaner than this right here. It's gonna be nice in Castle Age by minute 20, which is a nice time. You know, Castle Age 22, like 22-minute Castle Age. That is already starting to be late. That's already what we're looking at for Sitaux, who is making archers. But this will be the third time that Hera's just gonna show up with knights and completely wreck whatever Sitau's plans were going forward. Buying food right now, selling a stone, so once more Sitaux is all in, recognizing that he cannot be behind the Castle Age too long here, but he still doesn't have the resources either. He's selling wood, he's trying to get up, 10 more food, 5 more food, and there he goes. He clicks up, but again, a full 2.5 minute later here. And Sitaux now trying to attack Hera, but Hera is defending his gold for now. Hera, of course, needs to keep his gold defended. That is an awkward forward gold, and the only safe gold that he really has beyond... Yeah, really the only safe gold, period. But yeah, Sitaux, he can't fight these skirmishes, and this is the thing, right? Hera will make a few skirmishes to defend himself. He'll just push your army away, and then you get the castle age, and then you have to run away anyways because the knights are coming out. Yeah, knights with decent upgrades as well. Knights with 3 bloodlines because they're Franks. Knights with which are Frankish knights. That alone is already scary enough, isn't it? And once again, the third scenario in which Sitaux is just behind the Castellates. I mean, this time he's not as far behind the Castellates, but still, right? But still, as Sitaux finding this TC on the gold that Hera was trying to place on wood and gold. Tries to snipe a Vil, but she survives on 2 HP. Very nice for Hera. TC will go up though, because there's nothing that Sitaux can do about it. Because he's busy massing archers and busy getting to the Castellates. He also stopped. Well, he's still making archers, but he's also getting archer upgrades. Maybe a few knights or camels to deal with the early knights from Hera and to deal with skirmishers. But still, Hera doesn't see the stables though, so he doesn't know about the cavalry switch. Now he should be able to see one. Okay, he sees one, but no flag on it. Doesn't see the other one though. Gets a villager that was repairing the archer range. Now he has a better. That's his first villager kill actually this game. Anyway, just marches over there. King a crossbow now. I mean, you have 18 archers, right? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That can definitely start killing knights here. There's not a whole lot of knights on the field for Hera either. Hera more interested in just adding some town centers, defending that, and just adding economy. In the meantime, I'll probably add another town center. Could be on this side of the wall, maybe on this gold. Although I think adding up to wood is more important. Maybe a town center over here or there, you know, to kind of shield your gold a little bit. That could be ideas as well. And all the while, you know, being annoying in the front, Sitaux moves out with his camels and with his crossbows. Now, this is a difficult composition for Franks to deal with. We've got crossbows, so no pikemen for you. We've got camels, so knights gonna be a problem. And also, skirmish is going to be a problem. Like, this unit counters both of this. That's why it's difficult. Like, normally, when you have a combo, like, one unit counters the other unit and vice versa, right? So everyone counters one thing, but is countered by another thing. It's very balanced. Not so much here. Yes, skirmishers counter crossbows. Yes, knights kill crossbows, don't really counter them. Camels counter both of this. So, it's a problem. And crossbows can kill knights, you know. Sorry about that. I had a little yawn. Remember, I didn't have a whole lot of sleep last night, so this is definitely draining. Has been a draining day, but man, it's been awesome still. I've been enjoying the cast. I hope you guys have as well. As Hera's just controlling this hill, building his knight numbers, just casually too. Well, elite skirmisher coming in that will make him make these skirmishers a lot more dangerous to fight against, especially for the archers. As Hera's committing to the crossbows, doesn't have ballistics though, so it's going to be hard to deal with that. No university for Sitaux, so he's not getting ballistics out just yet. That's going to be very expensive to afford anyways, especially as he has 1 TC. He's still all in, right? He's making a lot of camels. This is the moment to shine because Hera's going to get more economy out as the game progresses. He's already 6 villagers ahead, and he is at 3. Well, no, 2 town centers, but more, soon to be 3. His main goal, though, very unsafe. And Hera trying to run away with the pathing his bitch. Ay. Almost lost the villager there. But yeah, the crossbows have the hill now against the knights as well. As the skirmishers are trying to kill the crossbows, but they can't quite get close enough. And Hera kind of a little bit on the back foot here, at least militarily. About double the military in the field for Sitaux, as Hera is committing to a fight against the camels. He wants to kill the camels now as fast as he can, and kill the crossbows especially. Only 2 knights on the field so far. Sitaux streaming in more camels, more knights. I'm not sure if that was the best fight for Hera to take. Lost a lot of his knights there. He still regained the hill, so there's that, but Sitaux, he is streaming forward more military. He is playing like he was Berbers, you know, just probably what he wanted to do with Berbers. But now he's not up against... No, wait, Hera had Berbers. Never mind. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. He's playing like if he had Berbers, even though he never had the Civ in the first place. As Hera is taking a bunch of damage right now. A bunch of villagers going down, and Sitaux has a nice position on Hera's gold. Luckily for him, he does have gold over here. And gold over there, so I wonder if another TC is going to go up soon to protect that gold. For now, Hera has to defend himself. You know, he has to wither this storm. You know, get his Vil count up, and then wait for enough army to come out, where Sitaux should fall behind inevitably. Getting a second armor upgrade, wood cutting upgrade, which Hera does not have yet. No wheelbarrow for Hera as well. Sitaux does have wheelbarrow. As an entire woodline has to be abandoned here, and Hera wants to block the way that his villagers were escaping to the gold right here, just to make sure Sitaux can't chase them there. Sitaux does know about the gold, so he can't go there. Oh, and especially the fact that Hera built this house. Sitaux is not stupid. No, he knows. He's like, wait a minute, why are you stopping me from going there? And there's a hole! Oh no! Disaster strikes for Hera, and this is exactly what Sitaux needed. Exactly what he needed. 13 villagers caught out in the open, and they're gonna get massacred now. Hera getting punished for trying to go 2TCs here. Well, maybe not necessarily punished. I mean, it's still a good way to play, but yeah, it is. You know what? Instead of saying that Hera gets punished, let's just say that Sitaux got rewarded. Rewarded for going all in. That's the better way of saying it. And Hera's running away. But yeah, run away where to? The middle of the desert, where they will die, and there will be no family members to bury their bodies, and all the villagers go down. And suddenly Hera is 13 villagers behind Sitaux. And Sitaux, for the first time in the series, is taking a definitive lead in this game. Like a lead that is, you know, where he actually significantly damages Hera. He is on stone right now as well, which means that Sitaux is thinking about adding some town centers back as soon as he can. And Hera right now, I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he might try to boom his way out of trouble, but he doesn't quite have the food to do that. He's trying to get his night numbers up for now, so might have to go all in himself a little bit. Now, this is really good for Sitaux. This is the kind of stuff that he must have been hoping for. And so good of him, by the way. So check that house. You saw the house being built. There's only one reason, right? One reason why that house would be being built from the outside. It's because villagers have escaped to the gold. That's so good for him to check that. Selling some wood for some gold so that he can get some more units out. Thumb ring as well for his crossbows. And there's so much military in Hera's base right now. 45 to 15. Lots of, you know, Hera's villagers are idle as well. They're not being very efficient. You know, they have to run around a lot. Hera has one knight army to try to fight, and this is a decisive fight for him. He has to win this fight, but I don't think he can. There's too many crossbows here. There's too many camels there. There's a cavalry archer here as well. Malian cavalry archers, and I think this is GG. And Hera calls it quits, and Sitaux gets his first win of the set after a very nice all-in play there. Yeah, very well done. You know, good, well done. Very much. Especially finding these villagers, that was the turning point. That was the moment at which Hera, you know, he had been defending before. That's when he took critical damage. You know, the kind of stuff that Hera usually doesn't allow to happen. He doesn't allow critical damage to happen in most cases. But Sitaux, he took the risk, and he was rewarded by it, you know. And Hera, I mean, his play is usually a bit passive, right? Like, because he's a more defensive, economy-minded player at that. Doesn't mean he can't be aggressive when the situation calls for it, but he didn't think that this was that situation. And that's how he played the rest of the set, because it has been successful against Sitaux so far. But Sitaux finally didn't get countered by his opponent Civ. This time he had a nice counter with camels and stuff like that. GG, and it was a nice game indeed. Very good. I'm glad about that. Now, even if Sitaux loses the next game, at least he took a game off of Hera. That's good for your self-confidence as well. You know, you don't have to worry about coming home and be like, oh, I got beaten hopelessly without being able to do anything. And that sometimes happens as well, and that sucks. So it's nice to be able to get a game off of someone, a stronger opponent, right? Which Sitaux will know. But GG for him. Yeah, much better KD as well. Getting those Vil kills was very nice. You know, his economy was better at the end of that. As a result of that, he was going to get to more town centers, had more villagers, even a higher villager max. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. And that with half the effective APM of Hera. Look at this dude. This dude does twice as much, right, on average, per minute than Sitaux. Jesus Christ. And it means nothing if you still lose 20 villagers like that. Yeah, we all know Hera's a fast player. You know, it's so much going on, man. Jesus Christ. That's why they're called the Aftermath nerds, because they're so fast. They're so, you know, fast, quick, young players. You know, that's what they're known for. So, hey, who am I to judge? It's lovely to look at. But I'm glad to see as well, like, when you compare it to GL, the older guard, which are on average older players, that's mostly because Doubt's in the team. Okay, I'm sorry, Doubt, but it's true. He's been a veteran. He's been around for so long. But they're not as fast, right, overall. But they are so strong with decision making and strategy. And I'm glad that strategy and decision making wins games from just micro nerding. That would kind of suck, because if it was just about micro nerding, Leary would win every tournament imaginable. Every single one of them. Because his micro is insane. The worst part is he does that even without practicing this game a lot. Like, if I want to get good at this game, or like good, but good I mean decent-ish, I have to practice like every day. Larry's like, nah, I want to play League of Legends, man. I don't want to. I'll come back to Age of Empires when there's a tournament to win. Very funny. Anyways, we got the 4th game. Let's get into that if we can find it. There we go. Perfect stuff. Let's go. And, well, is Sitaux going to be able to do it? If he continues going with the all-in shenanigans, Hera might have to go all-in himself as well. Which, again, if Hera decides it's time to go all-in, it probably is time to go all-in, and then he's going to be good at it as well. But, Sitaux definitely proving that he can make it work. He can make it work. It is possible here. As the game kind of loading a bit slowly. Okay, hang on. I got some hiccups with capture age a little bit. Yeah, that was too far into the game. Let me get back there. Perfect. Alrighty. So, welcome to the 4th game between Hera and Sitaux. The first set to go to 4 games today. Very nice. It shows that even if sets aren't always as well balanced as they could be, still, the losing players are still making the other person, fight for it, right? And that's good. That is good stuff. That's what we'd like to see. Now, Hera's gone for Lithuanians. Oh boy, do I love Lithuanians. Oh yes, I do. I love collecting relics and then smashing my opponents down with paladins with way more attack than they should have. Even though they nerfed it. I'm still sad about that. I wish they had Blast Furnace. Yeah, I know that would make their Winged Azars, too OP, but... I want my paladins with like, what, 20 attack, or what was it? Or 22 attack, I mean. You have 20 attack now. It was 22 attack. Let's skip over here. Now, oh wait, I didn't say what Sitaux went for. Sitaux went for Britons, a very strong civilization, but not very mobile, not very flexible. Something that Lithuanians can definitely do. But still, I'd say it's a good match. It's a good match. I mean, Britons have good halberdiers, right? Just fully upgraded halberdiers, so they have something to deal with the knight spam, that's for sure. And of course, the archers for Britons, never to be underestimated. Hera will know that as well. So, let's see how this game is going to go. We'll first start talking about the players' maps. So first, for Sitaux, we have that characteristic bowl shape here, as you can see. We got bagberries for him right next to a hill. But again, these woodlights kind of shield your berries. It's easy to wall right there. Poof, and you're done. We got a back bowls. Yes. But it's right next to the edge of the map here. The other end of a hill as well. So you kind of have to wall around this to keep it safe. Sitaux does have another back gold over here. That's quite safe as well. Forward gold, that's not as safe. But maybe if you get a TC up later over there, maybe that could salvage your gold. Wouldn't surprise me if Hera's also gonna wall. He's gonna wall in front of his. Oh, did I say Hera? I meant Sitaux. He's gonna wall in front of his base as well to keep himself a little safe. Yep, that's some house foundation already. 4 on wood, so it's definitely not gonna be scouts. That's for sure. Like sometimes, right? Players like to mimic what their opponent is doing, even though it's not their preferred opening strategy, right? So that's. It's always possible. As normally Hera would probably hide a villager in that berry bush. Like he usually likes to do that. I like to do that as well. It keeps that one villager very safe. But if your opponent shows up with archers, that villager is dead unless you delete your mill. So, anyways, we got a back gold for Hera. Very nice for him. Woodline's also kind of the same as Sitau's. I don't think there's a lot of difference between the two players' bases on that regard. You got a forward gold though. We got another gold right there. That's nice. And Where's the stone? Stone in the back for Lithuanians if they do want lightest. Although in this matchup, I don't think so. But still, having a castle to stall a British push, very nice. Like, say, getting a castle up right there. Anywhere on these hills, right in the middle, where the preferred path of push, of conquest for the British player. You put a castle right there, it stalls them at least until Imperial Age, and then after that, still a few... You get a good bit of time out of that before they can push through that. That's why it takes so long with Britons to push. Now, in any case, we have another drush for Sitaux, so he evidently wants to try to do the same thing again that worked for him last game. Although, again, the drush wasn't too successful last time around, I checked. But at least if it delays Hera long enough, he might be able to get these crazy walls up, as Hera is clicking up to the fuel age, and this villager is not safe. That villager is not safe. If Hera finds that, he doesn't know there's but walls going up here, so he's not gonna just find that now. But those walling villages are always exposed. As yeah, Hera, not on berries really. Oh, interesting. Yeah, he's spotted the militia already, so he knows that those are incoming. He's quick walling the wood lines just so that no damage can be done. But again, you know, that's 50 wood invested, 54, 56, 59 wood actually, or relatively little, a relatively low threat right there. Hera's scout still over here. Oh, but look, Hera, he probably knows about it now, or does he not? He doesn't know about it. He doesn't know about this. But if he was in Feudal Age now and he'd seen that villager would be a goner for sure. 100% Hera would have sniped that. So he's looking for a vill that was exposed, and he goes for it. He goes for it. But he does. And now he's using the hill as well to get extra damage on these villagers, weakening these villagers a little bit, but I don't think he's going to get sniped them. That straggling vill has disappeared, as he's also walling behind that straggler tree. As I can't click on that. Yeah. But, you know, you don't want to allow your opponent to cut that tree and then palisade over it, right? I mean, that's a lot of effort to do, because you have to send a villager all the way across the enemy lands, but... Yeah. Once again, though, not a lot of damage done by this drush. At least I'm not seeing... Like, they're out here right now. I'm not seeing any deaths for Hera, so he's lost absolutely nothing. His worker efficiency is higher than that of... Sitaux, so man... $75,000, I would palisade. Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. $75,000, and you send a villager forward to palisade one straggler tree to send military through. Hey, honestly, if you get away with it, awesome. Awesome stuff. But the chances of that going well for you, though, is, yeah. As Hera is hunting down these skirmishers, of course, has to be careful for this scout, which is almost in Feudal Age and can start killing some skirmishers here. The zebra got hit as well on the crossfire, so he's not very happy about that. Look at that walk back. He was like, I mean, from Sitau's perspective, yeah, exactly. Oh, right. Oh, you mean like that. So, like, because you want to keep it safe. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The chances that it happens, low, but that doesn't mean that you should not. If you have a villager over there anyways, might as well put that extra palisade wall, because, you know, you just see it happens, right? It's Murphy's Law. Everything that could go wrong is going to go wrong at one time at one another. And trust me, if you're not going to wall that, you'd see that one time that you're like, nah, that's never going to happen. You skimp on walling that one palisade wall, and then it happens. And then you get punished for that. Happens all the time, man. As Hera's starting to wall up the left side of his base, militia taken out, trying to take out at least the spearman, which was hunting down the scout. Not so sure yet what Sitaux is going for. Looks like archers for him. Hera again defending with some skirmishes. This is such a characteristic Hera play as well. You know, you make some skirms, right? Make some skirms, get the castellates and kill them. Yeah. Now, why Sitaux is hiding this range, I do not know. Because you're Britons. Do you really think that your opponents are going to be surprised if you show up at archers? Like, honestly, right? Like, There's just no way, no way. Like, everyone expects archers from Britons. I'm only surprised when Britons don't go archers. That's what I'm surprised. Anyway, the militia have gone down. Sitaux trying to get a kill in on the skirmishers for Hera, but yeah, he's not gonna get that kill. You know, Hera doesn't have any upgrades on his skirmishers whatsoever. It's you could call it greedy play, but it's effective too. Already at 460 food, Sitaux at 312. But let's see if Sitaux is gonna invest a whole lot in feudal age here. I think he's probably gonna have to go up to castle age himself. That's when he really should shine. Should make a stable and try to go up, I think. We're talking about Sitaux probably, right? I think he should go up because this is like the third time. Fourth time actually, he would be behind the castle age to Hera because Hera just goes up all the time. Just like, poof, there he goes. And I don't think that Hera's going to allow you to do damage here. So I think better probably to get the crossbows and push with that. For once, right? He's still going to be behind the castle age, but at least this time around it's very close. Very close. So it's 612 food. If he stops making archers for a second, that should go up quite quickly. But Hera is going to click up first, I think. It's close though. It's very close. But yeah, now Hera, 729 food. He's going to click up first. Sitaux right behind him though. Yeah, Hera first. And then Sitaux maybe a few seconds later as he gets housed. Hey. Almost. There he goes. Okay, he's 20 seconds later. That's the closest it's been this far. That is thus far. I mean, nice. Good job. Good job, Sitaux. You know, and I'm not just being pedantic about that. I'm not being patronizing or anything. Literally, like, you know, against a player like Hera, it's so difficult to do damage. It's sometimes recognizing that, okay, that's just not going to happen. I have to play the game a little bit like he wants to, which is get the castle age, and then try to kill him then. You know? It's not like Sitaux hasn't proven that he can outplay Hera in castle age, so it's not like the biggest risk in the world. Britons versus Lithuanians, again, not the worst matchup for Britons either. Honestly, I mean, Lithuanians, like, they have speedy skirmishers, this is true, but Britons, that ball of crossbows that happens in castle age is just so difficult to deal with. As the spearman goes off the scout, or, oh, actually, interesting, look what Sitaux is doing. He's keeping his spearman on the goal so he can see if Hera expands to it or not. Oh, no. And indeed, if Hera is going to expand, it's either this gold fort, or it's this gold, and knowing Hera, that TC is probably going to go right there. It doesn't actually fit there. It could go here as well, but I would guess that one. Especially because you're Lithuanians, you have more mobility to defend your base. Anyway, Sitaux, getting to castle age, he's waiting. He's being patient. Hera cannot see this. He doesn't know that Sitaux is here. And he wants to wait until he gets his castle age crossbow upgrade. You know, he wants to get that upgrade, and then he will raid the woodline. That's when he will try to do some damage. Hera's force on the top side, but oh, do you think Hera's suspicious? There would have been no way for him to see it, but I think he just knows. Okay, see, look, he's scouting on both sides. He is guessing that Sitaux is over here, and look at that. Hera gets rewarded for that. Oh, Sitaux, that sucks so much. He didn't show his archers or anything. Hera is still gonna find it, is getting his archer upgrades now. That means these archers will have to run away. And Sitaux, ooh, interesting. He's adding some knights now. And he's adding a town center. With the cheap British town centers, that's easy to do. Maybe get your economy up a little bit. And maybe going for archers is not the plan here then after all. It'd be very ironic if the Lithuanian player goes for ranged units and the British player goes for cavalry. As one knight makes its way to the skirmishers. Remember, no bloodlines on this knight, but you can get full armor upgrade, so there's definitely that. And Hera not really interested in fighting that one knight, even though he knows that it's not a very strong knight. He'd rather just sacrifice a few skirmishers and move forward anyways. More knights coming in though, and those knights are swarming to kill the skirms, and if the skirms are dead, the archers can come out again. It looks like Sitaux, with 2 town centers, is planning to add a little bit of economy here, and Hera is still on 1 TC here. 1 conversion though on a knight for Sitaux. Ooh, that's unfortunate for him. And we know it's one of Sitau's knights because otherwise it would have had bloodlines by now. Even though Hera didn't get that upgrade just yet. He's not planning to go knights for now, so But that one knight could snipe siege and still scout around, so it's still very nice for him. And Hera also has a mug here to get that relic. Yeah. Yep, that's what I thought. Why not? If you're here anyways, might as well bring that relic home, no? So defending with a siege workshop at home. Yeah, it's I mean, the score-wise, he's ahead, right? He has one more villager. The KD is you know, very even, slightly better for Hera there. Yeah, still like a lot more score, and I'm thinking that's scouting. Let's see. Yeah, that's beautiful scouting. And Hera, and there you go. That's a score difference. So if you're wondering, wait, is Hera really behind Sitaux? You know, I mean, he's slightly behind because he's only now going to a second town center, which didn't go here. Aw, oh well. The third one might go there. It's because of Hera's scouting isn't as good as Sitaux's. Sitaux's scouting is really nicely done. He's been using that spearman and a scout. Oh, actually, a 2 HP scout cavalry. That's exactly what I always do with my scouts. If I have a leftover from feudal aids, that's exactly what I do. I scout the map. Or with that, I mean the scout scouts the map, and I'll look at it later. I don't have the time to look at that during the rest of the game. Sitaux doesn't want to lose his force here. He wants to keep his archer numbers as high as he humanly can, so he's going to bring them home. Keeping himself a lot safer with some house walls behind the palisade wall, just so that Hera cannot break through here. And Sitaux seems to be gearing up for the late game here. And with Britons, right? Why not? If you can get to Arbalest, start pushing down the middle, very difficult for Lithuanians to stop. But Lithuanians, they can get to a nice number of knights with extra attack. They could always circumvent your snowball, and then just attack your base and wreck it. It has happened. Excuse me. Get a sip of water there. Gotta keep yourself hydrated to stay alive. See, I told you. Town center going up for Hera, except it has been denied for now. Didn't lose a villager doing it though, but has to send a knight in now to deal with this. And there you go, a town center. I love how I can predict the TC spots. Yeah. Ooh, Hera though, getting some conversions, or he's trying to get some conversions on the knight, at the same time trying to fight against these crossbows. Crossbows close by the skirmishers, but the knight's engaging against the skirmishers as well. 1 conversion, 2 conversions. Oh, really good. 1 monk going down, 2 monks going down, 3 monks going down. That's a lot of gold expense. 4 monks down. Nice. But yeah, still losing 2 knights. You know, so Sitaux is probably going to run away from this now. Yeah. Skirmishers still alive. On the other side, Sitaux is still trying to, well, he's still harassing this DC. It's the Mangonel Fort as well. Nicely letting your opponent know that that's what you're doing now. As Hera is dropping more stable, so it's going to be knights for him for now. Let's see how many relics he has already. 2 relics already. If he gets the attack upgrades, he already have full, you know, he already has full upgraded knights now. At least if he gets the upgrades, that is. But if he gets the attack upgrades, they will be even better. Telling you, knights with 16 attack and castle rates are scary. Scary. Camels don't even counter them. They just don't. So right now though, 11 military for him, 19, 20 for Hera. So Hera is bringing out a bit more in the way of military, but most of that is skirmishers. So it's not like Sitaux's army is way weaker than that. As Sitaux is making pikemen. Maybe a good choice here. Maybe a good choice here, because you know you're going to get knights anyways, right? Might as well prepare yourself for that one. Before the knights are in your base, absolutely wrecking everything, right? At least that's my philosophy. And Sitaux did drop this town center over here. Yay! I called that one as well. And this town center on wood, yeah, that makes sense to me. So he's on 3 TCs for now, booming. It's at 86 villagers, only 71 for Hera. So Hera is behind in economy as well. It's still looking pretty good. But Hera's like, okay, I might be behind in economy, but I'm going to be an imp. I'm not going to be an imp, I'm going to be in imp. Has a nice number of skirmishes still as well, so he could potentially fight against any crossbows that come out for the Briton player. Of course, that's not really what Sitaux is focusing on right now. He's actually getting a whole slew of pikemen. He's getting armor on them as well. He wants to be protected just in case the knights come. He's kind of waiting for Hera to show up. Also going to go to stone now. I think I like that. You know, with Britons, and he bought this DC as well. With Britons, a castle would be nice. But, big but here. you're now going to invest a whole lot of resources into booming. That means that your DC, your Imperial Age time is going to be much later than before, right? Because booming with 3 TC is less villagers, but also less food investment. So, just saying. And Hera is already halfway. I'm not sure if Sitaux knows that, because Hera was already bottom score. It didn't change, well, I mean, it changed, but it didn't, like, flip the colors or anything, which is a very clear sign. As Hera finds this army now and is like, oh, that's what your army is. That's cute. Sees the pikemen now too. So now you gotta ask yourself, what are we gonna do here against the pikemen? Are we gonna continue with the skirmishers, or are we gonna make our own pikemen? I should prefer the skirmishers because it counters both of this, right? But it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Sitaux he wants to come forward here. Use his superior economy to push here. Like with a siege workshop will make this more difficult for Hera to deal with. But Hera, again, 15 seconds away from Imperial Age. Oh boy, almost lost a lot of skirmishers. Oh, good shot there, right in the middle of the skirms. Hera splitting away, but he's losing skirms by the thousands. I mean, that's exaggeration, but still, you get my drift. Now, Sitaux sees that Hera is an Imperial Age, and his response, I'm gonna macro my way up as well. And there you go. He probably saw that Hera didn't have a lot of military out. He probably was like, why isn't there 50 knights already? So he was prepared for that, and he's gonna go up the imp right now. Very nice, like that. Especially with Britons, because the fact of the matter is, as soon as the final armor upgrade comes in and Cavalier comes in, these knights cannot be beat by crossbows. They just can't. It's just, they don't do little damage here. And Sitaux is coming forward with a monk as well, maybe for a conversion, or maybe he wants to steal the relics. Ooh. Chemistry coming in as well for Hera. That is good for your skirmishers. Also allows you to make bombard cannons with they call them Bohemians, I mean Lithuanians. I mean, Sitaux still ahead in eco and in military count. Like, both of these favor Sitaux. Even though the military that Hera's on the field is roughly as expensive and also is Imperial Age, which not so much for Sitaux, as he's getting a nice castle up. Like I said, this hill in the middle, this is the kind of hill that a British player wants to control. And this is exactly what you want to be doing, by the way. You just want to get a castle up, start patrolling your units forward, mass your archers right, start killing everything, and boom. It's a nice castle. It doesn't protect your own base, but still gonna be difficult for Hera to push past this. And so far, the early imp for Hera hasn't really given him a lot. Oh boy, pikeman coming in from both sides there. Hera has to run away from that pikeman. You know, might not be the best counter to Cavalier, but they will still kill these Cavalier because that's how many there are. And Hera is going to need his own siege of sorts. Maybe. I don't know, I don't think skirmishers are going to cut it here. Especially without ballistics. Especially without that upgrade. No way. See, look how many these shots miss as well. As the Scorpion goes down. It goes down, but there's a mangonel there, and the skirmishers are going to be very afraid of that one. Yep, they're running away with the tails between their legs, and Hera is on the back foot. Still on the back foot, score-wise, villager-wise, military count-wise. Now it's Imperial Age for Sitaux as well. He's going to get his upgrades on his Halberdiers first. He's actually getting Cavalier himself. A British Cavalier. Maybe something to kill these skirmishers, right, before he goes into Arbalest, which might work. 136 villagers for him, so his economy is fully boomed already, pretty much. He's still getting vills, because it's better to have too many vills than too little. Hera's going to drop a castle on the right side to keep himself safe, but now, Trap is going to start coming out, and Hera's going to get pushed through in the middle. This is what Britons want to do. Like, you can make this perfect by stonewalling the left side. Just stonewall the left side, stonewall the right side, and then funnel everything into your castle, and that is just impossible to kill against Britons. Like, point defense, right? Horde defense is what they're made for. That's what Britons are made for. Yes, Halberdiers, of course, yeah, they're going to be difficult to deal with on the best of days. Saw some knights over here. Where did they go? Okay, they're raiding the wood line, okay. As Hera dodged the shot from the mangonel, but oh, not that shot. That was a good shot. Connected with a bunch of skirmishers. Down Sitaux does go down, so these farms are now very inefficient and also dead. So yeah. Well, let's see what Hera can do. He doesn't quite. He does have 23 Cavalier. The problem is they're at home defending against something they can't really defend against, like this freaking army right here. Impossible to kill for this. Maybe the skirmishers could do it a little bit, but honestly, skirmishers, yeah, they get a bonus versus halberdier, but they have a, they can't fight halberdiers up close, and that's what halberdiers take advantage of. They're fast, speedy, they speed forward, run into your massive skirmishers, and then your skirmishers end up not killing a whole lot of them anyways. And also, yeah, ballistics is important. He did get that upgrade now, that's good. And we're still gonna have to find a way out of this trap. As Sitaux, yes! Yes! Let's go! He's stonewalling the side and Hera can't see it. Oh, perfect. Perfect. He's gonna stonewall this whole side. That's fantastic. Yeah, now do it on the other side as well. Like, how does Hera come back from that? As Hera takes a fight with his Cavalier against the Halberdiers. Ay, 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 ay. Halberdier after Halberdier go down. The numbers for Hera not looking good. You're just up against Halberdier after Halberdier. The front economy for Hera is crumbling. And Sitaux, is he going to do it? He's losing a whole lot of Halberdiers though. The skirmishers now have the hill, so they're doing a good number of damage. A lot, 20 Halberdiers just dying in the last 5 seconds. So Hera's still holding this for now, but at what cost? At what cost? Because he's trying to get his numbers up as well. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think we're gonna get. To Paladin this game. I don't think so. We have a forward castle now on Hera's gold, on his wood line, on this wood line a little bit. Some farms as well. Hera will want to try to deny it, but there's a bunch of halberdiers there as well. Halberdiers that the skirmishers have to snipe so that the cavaliers can engage against their inferior counterpart. But all in that is like 20 villagers, 24 vills building that castle. The castle does go up, and Hera is just getting surrounded by castles everywhere. The Britons inching forward every second. More Cavalier. I mean, I'm not sure if Cavalier, like this many Cavalier, would do well for Britons. Like, you still lose against Lithuanians, right? 10+4 after all. But all the skirmishers are down as well. And maybe if Arbalests come out now, that'd be the blow to finish it. Oh, but Hera getting in on the trebuchets kills 2 of them. That will definitely stall this push for a second now, as these stone walls go up. I mean, I'd love it if he walls the stone on this left side as well. And when Hera sees that, if he tries to counter raid, that would be amazing. We have Cavalier, British Cavalier raiding Lithuanian villagers. That's hilarious. That's kind of hilarious, excuse me. Cavalier dying to Lithuanian Cavalier, but yeah. Not so much. And Sitaux very happily taking this stone as well. This corner-shaped stone. For more castles. Why not? Build more castles. Build more stone walls. This is exactly what you want to be doing. As Hera is just being pushed further and further back into his base. And he just can't push this. He is stubbornly staying with Cavalier, because what else do you do? But what do you do against this massive halberdiers? They didn't even have the final armor upgrade yet. That's coming in now. That's going to make this way better. Well, as Sitaux is buying some stone just to build himself another castle to keep this trebuchet safe. And that's probably going to go up as well. As Hera is still spamming units out, but he cannot be pretty for either player, honestly. But it doesn't matter for Sitaux, because Sitaux has lots of gold, and, of course, he's only making trash units. You don't have to micro these really, you just spam them right in. I mean, a little bit of micro is good, but not really, right? You just let them, they kind of do their thing. As Sitaux is kind of starting to, chip away at the right side of Hera's base. An important part of his base, because that is where a lot of his gold is coming from, if not all right now. He doesn't have a lot of gold at all. Hera also casting the left side as well. Tries to go and kill, maybe go for a counterattack then. And Sitaux, he's just walling everything. Stone wall here, now Hera sees that as well. He probably hadn't seen that yet. He sees the stone walls. He probably knows, oh crap, they're walling. He's walling. So many Cavaliers have gone down. Hera's getting light gapped right now because he cannot afford. He can't afford to make more Cavalier. He just doesn't have the gold for it. And it's just going to get worse and worse after this. Because light gap die even harder to Halberdier. Are we actually going to go to a game 5 here? I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't see that coming after the first two games, but then the third game, Sitaux surprising everyone with an awesome all-in, and now with actual clean play as well. Like, this wasn't an all-in by Sitaux at all. He played this very clean, played this very smart, and also using Britons to counter what Lithuanians can do here. And especially getting this position in the middle, very important. That's very important. Yeah, the walls are up. Sitaux cannot be raided on the right. Lots of farming economy he can put there. The left side is safe as well for a large part. I just don't see how Hera wins this game. With what Hera's making right now. Well, like skirmishes is nice and all, but like I said, I mean, Halberdiers have an easy time killing skirmishers if they get up close, and they often do get up close. They're pretty fast. You don't even have to have Lithuanian Halberdier for that one. Castle for Hera about to go down. He's buying stone to keep it up, but again, what are you keeping it up for? Because you can't kill these trebuchets. That castle will go down, delaying yourself a little bit. So you have Halberdier raids on the left as well. Some idle villagers here and there. You know, you see that Hera's under stress, and also, it's just again, Sitaux is a 200 pop. Hera only at 175, and it's Sitaux who's getting a great position right now. Hera is on the left trying to see if Sitaux is open on this side, which he is, by the way. Sitaux is not safe on this side. There's still a hole right there. So, I mean, honestly, I'd like to see him, fight. No, not fight. I mean, like to see him wall this side as well, just for shits and giggles. But yeah, the Halberdier with their final armor upgrade can easily fight underneath this. They're killing Cavalier by the dozens. Hera's not even making Cavalier anymore. But if he was hoping to go for counter raids with Light Cav or Hussar, well, I have some bad news for Hera. You're not going to get in your opponent's base. He's stonewalled. Now, Castle Sitaux about to go down here, though. Sitaux is selling some food there as well, so we can get Werewolf Bog. Werewolf will give your traps area damage, so you can easily kill skirmishers with that. And Sitaux is actually he's right clicking this right now. He's microing this. Werewolf is in. Let's see. Kablam! See, Werewolf does splash damage. Look at that. Look at this. Kaboom! See that? Werewolf traps are insane. Basically like bombard cannons, honestly. And you can hit yourself, of course, as well. Well, these Halberdiers were like, yeah, let's go forward and kill something. Except no. And we have a hole in the wood line. Ooh, Sitaux, you got a wall around your wood line, of course. You know, that's just giving Hera a way back into the game, as Hera is getting more buildings up, more production buildings, but look at the build count. 125. I mean, impressive for Hera that after losing 64 villagers, he is still at a similar build count as Sitaux is. But when it comes to map control, there is nothing more difficult than pushing Britons. Nothing more difficult. And this is just... it's just impossible to stop. And Hera, he's trying his best. He really is, but I mean, Sitaux is building outposts in the back of his base. He's raiding with Halberdiers, which you then have to stop with Light Cav of all things. Hera cannot counter raid. There is no holes. The stone walls in most places. I think we are gonna go to a decider. I think so. I don't see how Hera's gonna win this. Like, look at the pop for Hera. It's 133. Has 25 military on the field. Doesn't have a whole lot of resources. He's getting raided everywhere right now. The front of his base is completely open. Our gold is denied. You know, his base is being split into. The relics are providing a bit of gold, but not that much. Yeah, I love that. Sitaux is he's actually sending villagers forward to build outposts. It's hilarious. Hera is still trying, and he's still defending a lot. But the thing is, what's your end game here? What's your end game? The answer is there is no end game. Because Sitaux is just going to roll you here. It's just the power of Britons without archers. Let that sink in for a second. The Briton player here doesn't have a single arbalest on the field, and he doesn't need a single arbalest. All he needs is Halberdiers, because his opponent is stubbornly making cavalry, and Hera realizes, okay, I can't win this. There's no way. And GG, we are gonna go to a decider. Alrighty, let's go. The first best of 5 of this day. That's pretty sweet. Look at that. But yeah, just well played by Sitaux. This is how you play Britons. That might look weird because, well, there's not a single archer on the field for Britons, but this is how you play Britons. You're methodically pushing forward, you stonewall parts of the map if you can, get a castle up in the middle, start pushing forward, get the imp as fast as you can. You know, you don't even need archers, but of course it's preferable to have archers. And then you just push with something. Like, even without archers, Britons can still do it. And freaking Warwolf traps are insane as well. Now, the only reason why this was working a lot was because Hera insisted on making cavalry. And I know that Lithuanians don't have a lot of other options, but where's the siege? Where's the champions, right? Something against this threat, because it was full trash from Sitaux. Like, do something here. Like, champions will still kill the light gav, especially British light gav, will still kill Halberdier. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't see this coming either, but the longer the game went, I was like, you're letting the British player go to the late game, and that is where Britons shine, even without the archers. So, I don't know. Maybe a bit of stubbornness on the part of Hera, but he's gonna have to pull out the tricks as well. And I mean, I said Sitaux will have to play his mind out, and he is playing his mind out right now. So it's 2-2, and we are gonna go to a game 5. Fantastic, that's gonna be exciting. Who's gonna win it? Honestly, like before, I said it's probably gonna be Hera. I mean, that's what I bet my money on. But now I'm not so sure anymore because Sitaux looked really strong in the last 2 games. Winning one all-in strat, and this was not all-in at all. This was just Britons being Britons. KD much better for Britons as well, because yeah, Halberdier. And you lose a lot of them, but they kill fast. Economy much better for Sitaux because of course his economy wasn't completely getting raided and crumbled to the ground. Looking at the vill count, much higher for Sitaux, longer than Hera. Like, he was like 20 villagers ahead for a lot of that game. Hera ended up making more vills, but ending up with fewer because he lost so many. Now, Hera was doing a whole lot of things, but winning wasn't one of them. Okay, I'm just joking, obviously. Obviously, just joking. There we go. Let's see. Let's get that 2-2 on the screen, and well, I should imagine that either Hera goes for, gets up and like walks around his room for a sec, like he tends to do that sometimes, or they just start the game. So let's see what it is. It might be that because I'm not seeing game 5 just yet. Well, let me pull up the drafts so we can look at that in the meantime. Here we go. Let's see. A win for Sitaux with Britons and a win for Sitaux with Malians. Loss for Franks with Hera and a loss with Lithuanians. So 2 losses with cavalry civs, but 2 wins with cavalry civs. So I wonder what Hera's gonna do here. We have Celts left for Sitaux and Japanese, right? If you go Indians, either one of these are just gonna spam infantry just like just happened. Yes, Indians have good hand cannoneers. Yes, they have good cavalry archers as well. But something tells me that Hera might go for Vikings here. And I wonder if Sitaux, if he thinks that, if he is going to go for Japanese. Because if we're going to get Berserkers versus Samurai, I would be so happy. But Sitaux might also think that he needs to go YOLO here with Celts. Like, I don't know. It depends on how Sitaux feels. Because it's not like the last 2 wins have been that standard. I mean, yeah, it was a standard push that he did in this game. Like, it was just eco and then getting ahead and staying ahead and then pushing. But he did it without archers as Britons. That's not standard. That's unique. That's not something you usually do. So maybe Sitaux feels in the mood for, feels that what he needs here to beat Hera is something radical, like Celts. And otherwise, he'll just go for Japanese. I mean, Japanese are a great all-round civilization, because at least with Japanese, no matter which civ you're up against, they will have something to counter it, right? They will be able to counter Indians. They will be able to counter Vikings as well. So that's a safer pick than Celts. So are we going to go for the risky pick or the safe pick? That depends on how Sitaux feels, what his chances are, right? That's, we'll see. As for Hera, he had success with cavalry set, but I think he's going to go Vikings. That would be my guess. Considering what Sitaux has left, and considering how Sitaux just played this last game, where he beat cavalry with infantry spam, which is just what he's going to do again, I don't think Hera will go for Indians. That's my guess. But I guess we'll have to see. 5th game is here. The last game of the day for sure this time. Now we're absolutely sure about it. 100%. So let me see if I can find that game. Blah, 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 blah. Up, there it is. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I am excited for this one. It's going to be an important match as well, because Hera, as the favorite, will want to win this game. And Sitaux, as the underdog, will also want to win this game because he's getting so close. And okay, I'm not going to cheat and see what civs they've gone for. Let's see if I was right. Let's see if I was right. Although, I mean, Hera might just go for cavalry again. I mean, Indians have the options, right? They have hand cannoneers. They have, they have cavalry archers. They even have elephant archers if you really wanted to go for something like that. But you might feel a little bit discouraged of going cavalry with against Sitaux now, considering the kind of civilizations that he is up against. Like, if Sitaux is gonna make just spam infantry trash with Britons, he's definitely gonna do it with Celts and Japanese, because they actually have better halberdiers, right? For Celts, they're faster. For Japanese, they attack faster. So both of them, scary, scary stuff. Oh, I got like 40 seconds of spec delay here, so we'll be about almost ready to get into the lobby. And I bet if you are watching Memp right now, you're looking at the screen. I don't know what face Sitaux is making, but I know exactly the face that Hera will be making. He will be making game face. He will be making game face. Like Hera usually when he casts himself playing, usually he's like very relaxed and he talks a lot. But once it gets real, when shit gets real and he really needs to pay attention, then game face goes on. And we all know, Hera stops talking, then he's really into it. Oh yes. I bet that's what his face looks like. I can't see it, but that's my expectation. Well, 5 seconds, we're almost there. Let's go. And I can stop rambling about players' faces. Alrighty. Let the games begin. How excited, Game 5. See, Game 5s are just so much fun. Yes! Okay, I was at least right on one count for sure, because Hera has gone for Viking. See, I called that one. Called it. I have proof. I have witnesses and video. Okay, I'm just rambling now. It's Vikings for Hera. I mean, I agree with that pick. That's smart. Sitaux, though, going for the riskier pick here in Celts. And I'm calling it riskier for one reason. If Hera goes for Berserks, what do Celts do against that? Celts do not have the best archers in the world. They do not have the unique unit to deal with Berserks. Woad Raiders will die to Berserkers if they get close. Although Woad Raiders, of course, are way faster, so they can run away. And you don't have great cavalry with Celts either. Yes, you get Paladin, but Berserks have Chieftains, Berserker Gang. They will kill cavalry quite quickly. So Sitaux will probably have to be aggressive here. Because remember also, yes, Celt economy is not the worst in the world, but remember that Viking economy is one of the best in the world, because of that free wheelbarrow and handcart. The longer you let the Viking player breathe, not just not just like boom, but breathe, be alive. Doesn't matter what they're doing, their economy is going to be more efficient than yours, and probably you're going to fall behind. It wouldn't surprise me if Sitaux is going to do some things. It's going to do some things to even out the playing field. And he's going to go for a lame. And Hera is... Where is Hera's scout right now? Hera's scout is on the left. Let's see. Did he see that? He probably saw the elephant. It's gone now. Let's see if Hera is going to go for the counter lame or try to stop the lame from Sitaux. He's looking for the scout right now. Looking for the scout. He's going right here. Sitaux is going to this path. But Sitaux, he's going to go right straight to the middle. Hera is looking for it. Doesn't see it quite yet. Oh, he's going the wrong way. Oh, Hera. Just passing. Okay, now he can see it, but it might be too late. Oh, maybe not. Town center is in the way. So there's Hera's chance. Can he stop? Can he stop this from happening? He's trying to block this scout to make sure that Sitau's scout goes down. Now he's trying to block the elephant to make it stop. But the elephant... Oh no! The lame succeeds and Sitaux gets the lame in. And now Hera is going to be like, okay, can I counter lame? Questionable. I doubt it. Because that elephant is in the back of Sitau's base. I mean, if Hera sees it, he might go for the counter lane. But Sitaux still has scout with 25 HP. He could still, he could still stop Hera from laming. He can see this elephant, right? So let's see what Hera's going to do here. He is not going to counter lane. Sitaux gets the lame in. How lame? I mean, honestly, if you can pull it off. Why not? Why not? As Hera's just scouting around, he's gonna try to go for he's gonna try to go for a villager, but that villager gets away. I'll just run away now. Hera might try to kill the scout, something, but yeah, it just sucks. He might find some sheep here. Oh, and he just misses that too. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Like the bad luck of this guy. Like missing the scout earlier there, and then missing the sheep, and then not getting the, not stopping the lame. It's just, boo. Oh well, I mean, it's a good advantage there for Sitaux. He will have some extra food, which will be nice if he is thinking about going for a drush into fast castle, into a certain notorious strategy. Yeah. Although I have seen Wong do long rushes against Vikings, and that doesn't always go well, because if the Vikings can get a castle up, that kind of ends your Wong rush. Because berserkers are scary. Well, at least it's not against Chinese, because Chinese have a hard time dealing with that. Think about it. No redemption? Yeah, what are you gonna do? Convert siege? No, you can't. You can't try to snipe it with knights, because, that's what the monks that Wong brings out are for. As, Hera could kill the scout from Sitaux, but the thing is, Sitaux is not gonna let that happen. And even though the score favors Hera right now, it's still better for Sitaux because he has way more food right now. Way more food, at least going forward. Whereas Hera has to build some farms to balance out his economy, has to push in the deer. And Sitaux could even be worse about this, right? He could even stop Hera from pushing this. He can't kill the scout, but he can harass Hera as much as he can so the deer lures keep failing. And he will never get enough food to click up here. Hera didn't find 2 of his sheep, did he not? Where are they? Oh, right on the front. Does he see them or not? No, he doesn't see them either. Oh god, look at that. Now he's not going to be up in time. And Sitaux clicking up. Yeah, why not? Clicking up is going to go for some men-at-arms. Easy peasy, and Hera is still trying to macro his way up here. I mean, at this point, you might as well try to go for a drush, but it's already too late to try to stop Sitaux, right? Because Sitaux will have men-at-arms by the time your drush comes forward. So Hera is just... He has score lead right now. I don't understand how that happened, but... I mean, he does have way more villagers than Sitaux, but Sitaux is up to the next stage here, so... Look. Sitaux also not finding these goats. Yeah, poor Hera not finding those. He's pushing in on his hunt. He has hunt on the other side as well, but then he walled that out, so I guess he's not going to go for that. And now Sitaux is in few late, and Sitaux could actually kill this the scout maybe. If it's a Dark Age scout. Like, you see, he can actually... he sees Hera push that. Look at that. He's immediately going to go around. He's like, that is cute. And now Hera's like, crap. I mean, Sitaux has lost a lot of HP on his scout, so it's still going to be very close. Just enough. Sitaux thinks he can't do it, but again, delaying Hera a little bit is good here. And then comes the drush, or the men-at-arms, and Hera's like, oh crap, loses his scout as well. Can't push that last ostrich, that's 140 food he will not have, and he's still trying to get up to feudal age. Has to wall on the other side to his DC, because the men-at-arms are on their way. At least Sitaux doesn't have his scout anymore, there's that. So he can't push in his own deer if he wanted to, like these. Or, well, use them to lame villagers, things like that, but... I mean, Sitaux... Like I said before, if you want to beat a higher rated player, you probably have to do all sorts of shenanigans. You probably have to go aggressive, you probably have to lane, you probably have to go all in, you probably have to do weird stuff. That's exactly what Sitaux has done. And all of this has led to a very, very good advantage for him. And Hera's going to have to play really well here to come back. Now, Vikings are the comeback kid, right? You're, like, immediately, boom, wheelbarrow. Immediately, your economy is going to get way more efficient than the Celt economy. So if there's any Sith that can come back from this, it's Vikings, right? Let's just be honest there. Also going to be some archers there. I didn't think it was going to be scouts or anything. You're already behind. As the first archers for Sitaux coming forward right now from his Celt archery range. And yeah, this is kind of how you used to play Celts before Wong. It was archers. That was kind of their preferred go-to move. Because again, no bloodlines, no final armor upgrade, but you do get paladin. So As Hera, yeah, has to run away from these archers now. They do have fletching as men-at-arms are trying to get through it. Hera is trying to force up as much HP on these walls as he can. You know, Sitaux, of course, trying to stop Hera from walling behind. Just buying himself a bit of time to get some skirmishers out to defend himself. But it's just not looking hot for Hera right now. He's definitely behind. Way more military on the field for Sitaux. And that's that extra food talking, that's that extra, the extra time, well, actually getting up to feudal age faster, that's what that is. It's very snowbally, this game, so Hera needs to get a good engagement here somewhere to turn the fight, and it needs Sitaux to make a mistake, right? At this level, players play so well, you need the other player to make a mistake in most cases to get back into a game like this. You just need to. Like Sitaux, for example, going too greedy with a boom. Sitaux going for a Wong rush when it's not necessary. So, you know, stuff like that. As Hera's trying to wall behind here, get some HP on these palisade walls, though. Just enough to maybe get some archer damage on these archers. But Sitaux has been microing like a god as well. Loses one archer now, though. Hera's still trying to keep this palisade wall up. He's very desperate about it. He has to keep these men-at-arms out. Because as long as they're outside of the walls, they can't really do any damage to him. If they're inside the walls, that is bad. As Sitaux has found the gold, but yeah, it's just skirmishers, so that's okay. Hera might tower down at some point, because that's a bad gold. Bad gold. Look at that. Giant hill in front of it. It's not inside your walls. Bad gold. Forward golds as well. Yikes. What about... Oh boy, Sitaux dropping a market. Sitaux wants to go to Castle Age. He wants to go to Castle Age. Oh boy. Has a backward gold as well. Back gold, I mean. It's not backward. Back gold. Has some stone here and there as well if he wants it. A forward gold and another gold also forward. So both players have their golds mostly forward. But Hera's golds are way worse. The men-at-arms make their way to the gold as well. One villager's going to go down here. She goes down. First eco kill of the game. Another villager down and Hera gets pushed off of his gold. And man, this is looking really bad for Hera. I mean, if anyone can come back from this, it's Hera. You know, he can come back from stuff like that. But now Sitaux is going to pull a Hera on Hera. He's going to buy himself up to the next stage. He's going to go all in as well. So that's an all-in strategy. Selling a stone, and I wonder what his plan is here. Are we going to see the sneaky Vil going forward to build siege and a monastery? Is this going to be a Wong rush? Something that Hera might be particularly vulnerable for, although he's going to click up the Imp Castle Age as well. I wonder. So up the Castle Age, 30 seconds already in for him. Hera is about to click up. He's going to be delayed. He's going to be delayed most of this game. But remember, look at the worker efficiency. 78% for Hera, only 70% for Sitaux. That's the power of wheelbarrow right there. Yeah. Alright, well, nice hill control there for Sitaux. You know, controlling this entrance to his base with the skirmishers and the archers, this allowing Hera from getting in, but Hera is anxious to put pressure on Sitaux. He wants to keep this army here. He wants to keep Sitaux, you know, from going forward again and feel more threatened at his base so that he will have to defend, right? And Sitaux has been a more defensive player. Like, he hasn't really done the whole, like, the Winchester thing, where he just keeps sending armies forward, even though his base is on fire, right? It's hilarious, though. It's really funny. As we got... Ooh! Stables now. Stables from the Viking player. And I'm not sure if Sitaux is going to expect that. Think about it. Look what he's making. Skirmishers. He's expecting archers from the Viking player. He is expecting this to be an archer fight in which he has an advantage because he's up to the next stage faster. But it's going to be double stable knights. That's not just a few knights, right? Not just a few knights to make to counter the skirmishers. That is, I'm gonna go full knights here. But oh boy, villagers coming forward as well. Something that Hera can see, so he's well aware of what's coming his way. Is this gonna be Wong? Is this Wong? Nah, it's Sitaux. Wong To. Yep, there's the siege workshop, and Hera. He sees the Vils, but he can't really do anything about it because of this freaking army that is way stronger than his right now. Elite skirmisher in as well. But remember, archers out for Hera to try to deny this a little bit. He's trying his best. It's important that he micros properly here. If you can get the archers, that is an important thing as well. As that siege workshop is probably going to go up, but the knight numbers might go up as well. Hera immediately responding with a siege workshop of his own. This is good, right? This is good. You know, because if the Celt player is coming out with siege, at least you have something to deal with that. Something. As yeah, so Sitaux is going to keep its villagers around. They'll just chop some wood. Celt wood choppers, of course, will do that very fast. Hera's still trading against this army, and again, has killed a lot of the archers as well. So it's not the worst in the world here for Hera. He's hiding his knights for now as well. Again, Sitaux does not know anything about this. This is why there's no monastery right now. If he had known about the knights, there would have been a monastery right now. And now he sees the knights. Now he sees the knights. A monastery should go up instantly, right now. As soon as he can afford it. He's trying to save the villagers first. Yeah, skirmishers are going to go down, and he's surprised by the Viking knights there. No bloodlines, but +2. And that should tell you how serious Hera is about going knights here as Vikings. He's like, yeah, you didn't make any archers as Britons, or barely any archers. Fine. I'll not make archers with Vikings. I'm gonna clear up your archers, and I'm gonna go forward with knights. Nice. Now skirmishers have absolutely no answer to knights. Just none. Nothing. Even Viking knights. Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I mean, they have what? 5 attack. That's 1 damage versus a knight. Even the spearmen couldn't do it. Although spearmen should do better against Viking knights because they lack bloodlines, so they don't have a lot of HP. So Hera is clearing up a lot of military for Sitaux. Sitaux is still all in castlates. Remember that. Hera also sold a stone, right? But yeah, it's alright. It's alright. He's fine. He's fine here. He's on 43 villagers right now. And Sitaux kind of outplayed now by the knight play. I mean, again, it's just Viking knights. It's not very strong, but that forward is... it's kind of gone now. As he's also getting some scorpions out against spearmen. These knights can easily snipe this mangonel as well. There's not a lot of crossbow here, so those might go down as well. And Sitaux, he played it so well the first part of the game. He really did, but then wanted to go for a siege push forward, or siege all in. But anyone can tell you that the faster you go to do that, the better it gets for you. Like, the longer you wait, the more likely that your opponent can get something out to counter you. Or worse, to stop your vills from going forward. Lots of spearmen again, but again, spearmen aren't pikemen. But Hera should be wary, right? Should be wary because Sitaux has proven with the pikeman spam and the spearman spam, he can definitely do a lot of damage, right? Like, that's devastating, even if you have decent cavalry, which Vikings don't really have. Nice attack round there, does hit the Viking player as he splits up it. Hera splits up his units here to get the scout and the mangonel at the same time. Very nice, there's a scout and a crossbow, and boom, there it goes. Getting rid of that siege, and there's no siege workshop anymore, so yeah. Hera's okay. I think he's now in a position where he can get a castle up and maybe get some TCs up. I think the TC will probably have preference here. Wouldn't surprise me to get a TC up maybe on a wood line on this side, or maybe on this side on a wood line. You know, like this would be nice. Something, right? To get your vill count up a little bit. It's 49 to 46. You know, with more idle TC down for Sitaux. His food economy wasn't the best there. Still isn't the best, honestly. Ironically, it's the Celt player who's getting pushed away by siege right now. As yeah, the Celt player is also saying, let's just abandon this place here. That's too much siege for us to deal with, as Hera is yeah, he's held. He has held against the onslaught of the Celts. And right now, a long rush is not going to save you. Yep, there goes the TC, right? Like where I said it would go. On that wood line to protect. Also protect your gold from the left side. Healing up your knights. And Hera is fine. He's feeling fine right now. He knows... He's probably like... He was probably being very focused there for a second. He was just like... Okay, we got to think about this. We got this. You know, just... Relax, we got this. Do what Hera does best, which is defend under pressure. And this is exactly what Hera is good at. You know, defending. He doesn't make any great mistakes like, say... having 13 villagers wandering around in the desert while your opponent has knights and crossbows chasing them. A player like Hera is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I mean, he's mastered the art of defending. Getting his eco upgrades as well. You know, this is just stabilizing, right? You don't want to rush into it, and there's the other TC exactly where I said it as well. Wow, I just love it that when it comes to placing TC, Hera and I think exactly alike. Pretty much. And yeah, look at that. TC on the left side, and there come the crossbows for Sitaux. He sees the town center, and oh boy, now I have to walk around this. Yep, there you go. And that's exactly what that town center does. Not a whole lot you can rate right now. As he's just trying to figure out where to send his crossbows. And Hera, Oh, he was thinking about a sneaky town center in the middle there, but I think he might actually just go for a castle here. That might go defensively, like on his goals. That might also go offensively. If he sees Sitaux's army, he might be persuaded to go forward with a castle on this nice hill right there. Be awesome. Nice shot there from Hera though. Gets the Gelt siege, gets another shot in on the spearmen as the monks coming forward as well. Sitaux making his way to Hera's base. Hera cannot see this. He might react too late to this as the crossbows make their way to the gold. Hera, you gotta see the red on your minimap. 2 villagers down, 3 villagers down, 4 villagers down. Nice raid there by Sitaux. 5 villagers biting the dust. Especially since Hera, 6 villagers down. Especially since Hera is trying to get up more TCs. And that's a panic TC right there. That is not a TC he wanted to place, but he has to place it now. Because these crossbows will make their way into his wood line. Sending his knights back at the same time, because going forward is not as important as dealing with this. This force needs to be killed now. Pronto. Down center goes up, so that's the end of that. Sitaux did see that. No, he did not, but in any case, they want to walk in too far. And there come the +2 knights. No bloodlines on these, so again, they die much faster to the crossbows as any other knights if would. Red also has the hill as well. Here is spending a lot of knights as well, but it's +2 nevertheless. I think this should be an even fight in which Hera should clear, right? He should clear these crossbows. I mean, Sitaux is microing like a god. Microing like a god, but the last few crossbows should die here as they run into TC fire. Yeah, they can't get away anymore. Oh, but a choke point. Yeah, you think Hera's going to let you sit in a choke point? I don't think so. Well, I guess Sitaux wasn't going to sit in the choke point either. Man, the crossbows are still alive. Jeez. I mean, that costs a lot of knights for Hera. That might prompt him to not stop making knights here. I mean, I didn't think that long term that was the unit he wanted to go for anyway. As we have a castle now. Ooh. Castle on this hill, like I figured as much. It was going to be a defensive castle like that. Although it doesn't shield this. So maybe if you can get a wall up over here would be nice. You know, just even still, right? Even at this point in the game. Just some house walls. You know, have one Bob the Builder build. Just build houses. Boom. Houses are nice. Sitaux tries his micro down the knights. One knight is going to go down here for sure. As Hera micros it away to heal it up with his monks. Get some more value out of that. He still made a few knights here just so he could clear this, but I think that is the end of the knight play. And good too, because look what the Gelt player is doing. He's going for pikemen. He's going for pikemen because he continues to see knights from Hera. So at this point, it is good for Hera to stop, because Sitaux does not know there's a castle. Does he yet? Oh, he does know. Okay, you can see the castle. He should know then that making pikemen here is absolute suicide. The pikemen are gonna get shredded. Shredded, I tell you, by the berserks. Of course, the crossbows will kill the berserks, so there's that. You know. And Hera will know this. He has played a few games with Vikings lately, and berserks do not do well against arbalists. They just don't. I mean, look at the pierce armor on those puppies. 1. Yeah. They're not exactly Mali and Champ scrolls, now are they? Or her scrolls, for that matter. Sitaux wants to start pressuring a TC on the left side, snipes a villager, and the siege coming forward on this side as well, prompting Hera to go to the left as well. But these scorpions have to be careful; they can be smashed by the mangonel. Oh, Hera! At least one scorpion almost down. 1 scorpion down, 2 scorpions down. Yep, that's all scorpions down. Not sure if you wanted to be out there. And the mangonel down as well. What are the odds of that? Mangonel going under the TC to try to snipe this mangonel, but it got too close to the firing, where the Gelt mangonel fires. It also has a hill as well. So yeah, like I said, this castle doesn't protect your economy very well. It kind of holds this hill, which is nice, but this town center is exposed. Hera also sending his knights in to raid a little bit. Got rid of the pikemen up there. He's raiding Sitaux, who is, well, should be said. Hera is 30 villagers ahead of Sitaux, right? Look at that. 94 to 63. It's not even close. So Sitaux has to do this. So we have a nice 1v1 here for Hera. I think he actually got 2, so that's pretty sweet for him. He has to do stuff like that. Hera cannot allow this army to go through. He's going to drop a panic castle right now. Berserk's being sent back in the back to deal with the siege. Sitaux wants to go to this castle. I don't think that can go up right now. Mangonel coming in close to get a shot in on the crossbows. It's going to prompt Sitaux to move away now. Berserker's here to kill the pikemen, and the castle should go up. Nice shot on the crossbows. Oh my god, great shot there. As Sitaux sees his army die, he recognizes that is over. All my army is dead. That was my all-in. It's going to be way too expensive Way too expensive to remake this army, and now Berserks are out, and now I am screwed. GG. And Hera, even, it was tricky. He kind of pulled a little Viper there, giving his opponent a lot of opportunity to win the set. But, yeah, he will at least be victorious in this set, but... Hey, the second and the third game, the third and the fourth game showed the cracks in the armor are there. It is possible to do damage to Hera, even though it's really difficult. But yeah, Hera is of course still a master of the defense. Didn't lose a whole lot of villages there. I lost like 13, is still something. But still, right, and most of that was on the gold here, which he didn't see coming. Yeah, just waiting for that critical moment, and then at the same time, sniping everything. Yeah, these Berserks would have killed these Mangonels. More ranged units would have gone down, and at that point, Hera can just start going forward with more Berserkers, and it would have been a nightmare for Celts. A nightmare. Berserkers and Siege, plus Viking Eco? Ouch. Ouchie. GG. That was good. That was good stuff. Let's have a look at the statistics here. Yeah, much better KD for Hera there. Look at that. That's why I said that Vikings was the better call here, because Vikings can kill the infantry and siege from Celts and Japanese. That's why I thought that Indians wasn't going to be a good choice here. And I'm glad that Hera agreed there. And I'm also glad for him, because that probably got him the win as well. Sitaux did prove to be a formidable opponent, and he can definitely be proud of this. Can definitely be proud of that. He got close, especially in this game too. Let's remember that Hera was behind until early Castle Age. Like, big time behind. Like, Sitaux was dominating the game. It was only when Sitaux tried to go forward and go for a siege push when Hera surprised him with knights and completely eradicated that army. And that slowed down Sitaux so much that by the time he came back with another one, Hera had killed a lot of crossbows, and he had the chance to switch into something else that was better. Villager high, of course, much higher for Hera, because he did go for more town centers and the boom. And damn, look at that APM. Like, it's not even like what most players have, like stuff like this, where it's just a peak like this, like poof, right in the spot. But it's just like, it's always high. Just Hera things, I guess. GG though, great set, great set.